The latest in gaming news is all about setting expectations. And first, we've got a pretty big story. It breaks into two parts. The initial story was about an unwelcomed announcement that AC Shadows would be delayed again, but then the sort of second part of the announcement made landfall. It appears that one of my predictions about 2025 may be happening a lot faster than expected. 2025 will likely see Ubisoft selling itself or pieces of itself off, and that came coupled with the Assassin's Creed Shadows delay. We're going to look at the details here in just a moment. We also have a breakdown from Digital Foundry of a higher quality GTA 6 trailer. They actually got to see it and look at it, and it's actually a surprising analysis from them. They're talking about how the game's more believable now, and I'll explain what they mean in a moment. And then Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza did a live stream yesterday with some welcome details about the game for long-standing fans. And as always, I have a game for your wish list and your radar. They just did a nice update and blog on this game yesterday over there on PlayStation. Now, as always, if you like this kind of content, be sure to hit subscribe and make sure your bell button is set to all. They switched a lot of people's notification bell to personalized, and then you won't see all of my content. We just watched a preview video that I put up of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If you are new to that franchise or you've never played those games before, you're going to want to check it out. I was brand new. I think it'll make you, it'll make it a little easier for you to make a decision about whether or not to get that game. And as always, if you want to support the channel directly, this channel is supported and promoted. Basically, we're sponsored by you, and that $6 Member Plus membership is how we do it. So make sure you pick that tier if you decide to become a member. You can end every day with me and start every day with me in morning coffee and the green room. So let's talk about this Assassin's Creed Shadows delay. In case you missed it, it has been delayed until March 20th, and some important info came out both before and after this. I think that helps add some context. First, Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming reported the day before this announcement that the company was going to face its most challenging year. And he had this to say about Assassin's Creed Shadows pre-orders. He said, by all accounts from various Ubisoft sources, pre-orders for the game were high before the game's delay and are still looking strong, but expectedly still behind AC Valhalla. Now, this seems to push against the narrative that the game will be a commercial failure or flop. A lot of the anti-woke grifters have been claiming that this game's going to flop and be a terrible failure. Trailing behind AC Valhalla is actually not alarming at all. That's their highest selling Assassin's Creed game to date. If it lands in the hemisphere of Origins or Odyssey, I'm assuming they'll be very pleased with that. It may even eventually do better than that. I actually think a lot of the new gameplay looks really, really good. I have an analysis of all of these clips, most of them, on this channel, where I argue that there is hope for this game if you want to check out that breakdown. But the reason pre-orders are helpful context here is because another thing Insider Gaming reported on that came out after the delay announcement, and the headline says it all. Assassin's Creed Shadows' first expansion, Claws of Awaji, will have 10 plus hours of new content. And in the report, they reiterated that Ubisoft is planning to release a co-op mode for Shadows. It's currently under the codename League. Now, what this tells me is the game is being put into a position to not just be profitable because the pre-orders are strong, but they're also looking for ongoing revenue stream and ongoing content. Now, this is related to the delay in the big Ubisoft announcement. March 20th just so happens to be right before the fiscal year. I might have said May earlier. If I misspoke, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed to March. I don't know if I wrote that incorrectly in my script. No, I wrote March, so hopefully I didn't misspeak. Now, March 20th is right before most fiscal years close, making both the Assassin's Creed franchise and the devs that built it a very tantalizing offer. The CEO made it clear that this lengthy announcement yesterday was about Ubisoft looking for buyers, and it could be, I think, a whole buyout or just pieces of the company. The story will be ongoing and it will develop over the next month or so. I expect would-be buyers to step up to the plate rather quickly. However, with roughly 20,000 employees, I'm not sure if anybody's going to want to buy the whole kit and caboodle. But rumors are that Tencent actually wants to buy Ubisoft, but the Guillemot family does not want to give up their control, and Tencent wants them to. They wouldn't want to buy the company and leave them into the position of control and power. That's allegedly, this is just all alleged, that's allegedly why the deal with Tencent has not gone through. Now, this could lead to IP and studios being sold off like cattle, whether it's Ubisoft Quebec or Ubisoft Montreal. Those would be two big snags for companies like PlayStation, especially with the Assassin's Creed franchise coming with that deal. If they were to do that, I think that'd be a big fit for PlayStation. I think they'd also probably want to get the Division. And then who knows? People are thinking maybe Xbox would throw their hat in the ring, which I don't think they're going to be doing any more acquisitions. They're currently focused on ROI of their ABK purchase. But you may see Embracer step in the ring or other big publishers. I could see even Amazon wanting to snag some of the property as they've continued to try to push into gaming, publishing, and developing. No matter what happens, with 20,000 employees, massive layoffs are probably on the way, as the average buyer and company is not going to want to take on that level of production and operation costs. So set expectations to anything is possible and everything must go. This has all the markings of a Ubisoft fire sale. And when it comes to expectations, apparently the GTA 6 trailer did not do a great job with the original version on YouTube. This comes from Digital Foundry analysis of a higher quality trailer that was made available on the platform Bilibili. Now, they analyzed the trailer, and here's some of the things that they found. The shadows and the lighting and the interiors look really good, and a game that looks this good with ray tracing and other effects on console is not as unbelievable as it once was. They're actually seeing some of the rough edges of the game in its rendering process. They said that this looks far more believable now that they got a raw look at it. They said that the YouTube trailer actually did it some favors. It was hiding things that, now properly seen, are more in line with expectations of a video game actually running and rendering what you're seeing. Now, they say that this no longer looks unbelievable, but they still thought that it looks great. They said image quality was more realistic and more in line with what they've come to expect this generation. If it's running dynamic resolution, as it appears to be, it makes a lot more sense on the PS5 and the Series X. These are things that they have said. You have to remember, there was a lot of questions about whether or not this game would hit 60 FPS, how it would run on the PS5, and how it would run on the Series X, and they're saying it's a far more realistic expectation now. They said you could see, quote, real-time rendering gremlins, meaning that it's not perfect, which they think that's encouraging. It means it's actual real-time rendering in the engine, so the game is potentially going to look like this. It sounds like all good things, and that the game has a very good chance of hitting good performance and rendering on the target consoles. Now, keeping with the theme of expectations, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, they did a live stream yesterday and they outlined some great details about their gameplay. You will have a fully customizable ship. You can equip different weapon types like cannons, machine guns, lasers, and flamethrowers, and you can bond with your crewmates to increase your attacks, and you can board other ships and do crew versus crew battles. Most important of all, New Game Plus will not be monetized like it was in a controversial decision in a previous game. It seems they took that player feedback and made the right call. And now I have a game for your wish list and your radar. Revenge of the Savage Planet, which their trailers are super weird. I'm going to advance it a little bit to gameplay. There we go. Coming this year, we currently do not have a release date. It's actually coming to old gen and current gen PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. No Switch release as far as we can tell. They published a blog yesterday on PlayStation saying that it's inspired by retro arcades and the 90s entertainment. It will feature both local and online co-op, but it will also have a single-player mode as well. They have said that the game is largely designed around co-op. This is what they had to say. You'll build and customize your own habitat, explore the alien landscape, scan everything, catalog everything, and hopefully figure out how to survive. With more plants, our sequel is a bigger and brighter universe. With co-op from the start and new third-person perspective, you'll run, jump, shoot, and collect your way through 4 vibrant planets, crafting and upgrading your abilities while uncovering hidden secrets within. Now, I honestly can't wait to play this one, especially with it being so co-op central and the gameplay experience, even though that's not required. Now, they also said that you can wishlist the game right now and you can pre-order it, and that the launch details will be revealed soon. I'm actually curious, with only 4 planets available at launch, do they have any plans to add content or planets later, if there's any sort of an ongoing potential format there. If anything, it just looks like a really, really fun co-op romp. I'm definitely checking this one out once we get the release date. So just to recap the news here, the big story was that Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed, and Ubisoft seems to be having a fire sale at the company, either themselves or bits and pieces. And a GTA 6 high-definition trailer was analyzed by Digital Foundry, and they liked what they saw, and they say the game's more believable now on the current consoles. And lastly, Like a Dragon, Pirate Hughes did their stream and had good info and a good update about New Game Plus. And I gave you a wish list game and a radar game called Revenge of the Savage Planet. So hopefully you guys checked out my Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 preview. If you haven't done so yet, please go give that video a watch and a like and a comment. That is super helpful. A big thank you to the developers for sending us that game so early. I previewed that game as somebody who typically doesn't like those kind of games, and I didn't play the first one. So that will be helpful to you if you're a long-standing fan and you're just super hyped. You're going to love this game. You're going to love Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 if you enjoyed the first one. You're in for a treat. If you're sort of hesitant, if you've never played one of those games before, or if you typically don't like those games, you should watch my preview, because you may or may not want to dive in depending on what you hear from my time with it. And I've got some people to thank. A $10 super chat from ADJC says, and he's talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. He says, as much as it may seem hardcore with the potion save, as long as you have a bed and an inn, you can return at any time to save and sleep. Many benefits of getting a room at an inn. Right, like I said in the video, I'm assuming that the pain point of saving goes down with time, because you just end up with more coin, and it's just easier to either buy the potions or buy a bed. I would probably just buy the potions, because if I'm out and about and I'm fighting and doing things and I want to save it, I don't want to hoof it all the way back to town. Even fast traveling, you can get jumped, like your little guys like moving on the map, and you can get jumped. So I wouldn't want to like always have to boomerang back to town. I would just like to save it when I'm out and about. And then Joker Quinn, Han shot first, and so did you, the first gifted member of the day. If you guys want to unlock the Madam stream, you got a ways to go. You could pull it off today, because you got another one coming in from 8-Bit Dad with a 22 months member plus renewal, and Silver Subaru gifts a member as well, and that takes us to 371. You guys have been crushing it. Now, the Madam stream may end up being on Saturday. I don't know if we're going to this wedding tonight or not. The city's about to get dumped on with snow, so we may end up staying home, or I just may end up going. We're not really sure just yet what we're going to do. No cows were harmed in the making of the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 trailer. That's right. I love the ending footage that Creature put in there, me trying to kill that cow. Even after 50 hours, sometimes 3 bums can jump you on the side of a road and kill you in seconds. And that was kind of my point, Patrick. I was like, you just need to know going in, this game is awesome. It's got so much freedom, but freedom always comes with a cost. You could really, really have a play session go upside down on you. You could waste a lot of time, or you could have some bad results from your choices. Like the choices, the cause and effect in that game, it was awesome. He kept referring back to choices that I had made and things that had happened, and it was dope. It was like, I chose to do that, and he keeps bringing it back up. I really liked that. But I was also like, oh, this game, it's just so hard to get anywhere. If I was back in my older days of gaming and I could play that game for 5 or 6 hours a day, I probably would love it. I would just grind and get a ton of save potions, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I would just save anytime I wanted, right? But if you can't play for long stretches, good golly, it's like chiseling away at a mountain. Did somebody say mountain? Like, yeah, it's single player only. I mean, it literally would be like me chiseling away at a mountain. If I tried to play it like an hour a night, I just wouldn't get anywhere. There's no save scumming? No, you can't save scum. No. You literally go to the menu and you go to save it, and it'll be like, you can't if you don't have the save your schnapps. You can't do it. It won't let you. And you'll get arrested if you sleep in a bed that you're not allowed to sleep in. I tried to sleep in a barn. It was actually like out in the open, like behind this wagon. I thought I was allowed to sleep there. I slept there once, no problem. I slept there this time, I got caught. And I actually don't think it saves it if it's not your bed. I think it has to be your bed. So, you adored the first one. There is a ton of passion and a ton of care poured into that game. If you liked the first one, you're going to love the second one. Metallica left a comment. Wait, Lono read tutorials? Holy, what's the world coming to? Not my type of game, but definitely glad that people have another one. Yeah, it's definitely that kind of game where I think people are going to be very split on it. It's such an archaic save method. I loved the apothecary. Like, I could just sit there and do that all day, but it is tedious. Like, making a save potion, like, I knew exactly how to do it, and I made no mistakes. It took 2 minutes to make it. Because you literally have to put the stuff in, put it down, and turn the hourglass, and you got to let it sit for one turn. So you did, it was 2, then 1, and then 1, then 2. So you put two dashes of the first ingredient in, you boil for one turn, then you lift it, then you do, no, I'm sorry, it was 1, 1, 2, then 2, 1. And then you do the second one, and you grind it instead of just throwing it in. The next one you grind, throw it in for 2. Well, by the time you're done with all that, it's 2 minutes. It gives weight to every moment. It really did. Like, that's what I came away with. Like, I felt like I was very fair. I was very fair in being like, this is a kind of game where I see the appeal. I do. I just don't think I could ever get into gear with this game. And then people are like, oh, but once you do, it's so good. Like, once you have enough money and you have enough stuff, it just feels awesome. I think that's part of the RPG journey. Like I said at the end, it's like, I just feel like a poor, weak pauper, and that's what they want you to feel like. They totally want you to feel like you've got nothing, and it's going to be really, really hard to climb out of the dregs of society because no one knows who you are. So you've got to start with nothing. And buddy, you feel it. You totally do. So I think that adds to the RPG element of the game. Like 15 hours in, you're going to be like, yes, I've got some good armor. I've got some good gear. I'm a little bit tougher now. Details on Bungie's MOBA Smash Brothers hybrid gummy bears. I thought that got canceled. It's actually under development. They're going forward with the MOBA Smash Brothers hybrid. It's actually being made. I thought they canceled that. Really? All right, well, I'll throw that into the room for another day. I'm not covering that today. A comment here from Alex. I'm so interested to see if there really is depth of choice. Medieval life simulators showing just how grueling life was. Yeah, it felt genuine. It really did feel genuine. Like, when we were in the stocks, I was like, this is my fault. It was totally my fault. I could have smoothed things over. My buddy and this guy were arguing, and I was like, I took my buddy's side and was like, apologize. And it led to a fight. I could have smoothed things over. So when we ended up in the stocks, I was like, that's on me. You know, I should have known that we were probably going to get in a fight. So, but as I said in the video, it might just be an illusion. Maybe we were going to end up in the stocks no matter what, but they sell the illusion really, really well. I was like, everything felt like a genuine outcome. It didn't feel like nothing felt predetermined, except for maybe when I failed, or I didn't fail, but he beat me in the tutorial where you're fighting with the wooden swords. I couldn't tell if that was intended to be like extra hard, like they wanted him to win, because then he rubs it in, right? He wins, and then you have to deal with that in the conversation. So it's like, but again, maybe an experienced player would whoop his tail, right? Because the next time I got into combat, it felt much easier. It didn't feel that punishing. But combat can totally turn upside down on you. It totally can. You miss 1 or 2 blocks, and buddy, you're on your back foot. And they really don't give you a way to heal in the early stages. You have nothing. So you're like, well, I got to go sleep now if I want to heal. I just fired it up. It forces you to save on exit. You have to hard quit the game. Wait, you can force the first one to save by quitting? So I could just quit and it would save? I mean, that would get old really fast, especially because if you get enough coin, you can probably get a ton of the save potions and just save whenever you want. Games like that always have a tipping point, right? Where you're like, I don't have enough currency, I don't have enough, I have more than enough. There's always that gauge. And once you have more than enough, you just every once in a while go to town and just stock up on the save potion and it becomes superfluous. That's kind of my frustration with it. Typically, it only causes pain in the early game. So it's like, why? Why make it hard to save it in the early game? It's not going to be hard later. It's not the same as being like, you don't have strong sword or armor in the early game. Okay. You don't have a lot of money. Okay, that's fine. That creates pain within the game. But that's not being able to save is not a pain in the game. It's like if you play that game for 20 hours, you're probably going to be like, dude, saving's not an issue. Then why make it an issue for the first 10? That doesn't make... Do you see what I'm saying? What's its gameplay enhancing purpose? What's it serving? Is it serving just that sense of power that you get later? I don't have to worry about that now. Yeah, I have so much money. The early game is where you don't want to lose players. That's my point. It's like, I totally get having an RPG where you don't have any good gear, you don't have any coin to your name, and then as you build those things and your skill tree, you slowly feel stronger in the world, you feel more impactful, you're better at persuasion, you're better at lying, you're better at lockpicking. That's all in the game. But not being able to save, and then later on when you have plenty of money, like, saving's not an issue. It's like, that's the one part where I'm like, I just don't think that should be there. If you got rid of that, I mean this. I mean, I'm dead serious. If they got rid of the save thing, I would probably keep playing. I would just keep going. My wife was like disappointed. She's like, you're not playing tonight? I was like, no. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to finish it in time. It's like an 80 to 100 hour game. The first game took 41 hours to complete the main campaign if you straight lined, and this game is supposedly bigger and longer. I'm like, I won't have time. I literally won't. It's like, even if I grinded for 2 or 3 hours a night, I don't know if I'd have enough time. I'd have to really, really commit. Are there mods on PC to take that out? I have no idea. My hypothesis regarding the saving is to funnel you to the main quest at the start. But the main quest was so far away, Patrick. I had to steal a horse to get there. I tried hoofing it, and that's when I got killed by wolves. That's when I got killed by wolves. So I hoofed it. It is far away. It really, this is what it felt like to me, Patrick. It felt like they wanted you to kind of grind that first town. You talk to people that puts points of interest on the map that are kind of far away, but then there's animals you could probably kill and sell, there's flowers you could pick and like do some apothecary. I don't know. I felt like what I would have done, I would have just been grinding that early area and just get as much coin as I could and then set out on my journey. That's a good stretch goal. Madam plays Kingdom Come. Oh, Kingdom Come 2. Yeah. I can't live stream the game until after the review embargo drops. Like, I couldn't live stream it for you guys right now. That's part of the agreement. There are ways to get more savior schnapps on the cheap. Yeah. No, I mean it. If the save thing wasn't there, I'd probably be grinding it because then, like, I feel like I could get my footing more. I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't want to go out and explore and do anything. It happened literally, the footage that Creature used where I killed the cow. I went out and was just getting him open world footage. We wanted some open world footage and we wanted some combat footage. So I was like, okay. So I go out and I'm wandering around. I'm doing my thing. And I come all the way back to town. And I got hurt a little bit. I got hurt because when you're fighting the animals, if you like take your stamina all the way down, you can get hurt. And so I come back, I'm like, well, let me lay down. I want to save it. And I didn't realize it wouldn't have saved it anyway. But I go to lay down to heal, and I get caught, and I don't have money to pay the lady. She's mad. So I just go to leave, and then a guard kills me. And all of what I had just done, I killed the cow, I butchered him for meat, I picked a bunch of flowers, I lost all that again. And it was like, well, if I could have just come back to town and been like, oh, I'm just going to click save, I would have been like, I'll come back and play more tomorrow. But I came all the way back from recording footage. I slept in a bed I wasn't allowed to, and a guard killed me. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, lost everything. So I literally was like, I just think that's just such a snag for me. It really is. Now, I could take a couple of play sessions and quite literally just kill all the surrounding animals and hopefully don't get caught, because anything you kill, the meat is considered stolen because all the animals belong to the king. Kill all the animals in the area and just sell them and buy as much of the savior schnapps as I could get. If I could get to like 20 of them, I feel like that would basically shave that rough edge off, and then I could just play and not worry about it. Because I felt like the meat from the animals sold pretty well. Why limit the appeal of your game to be a purist? Oh, like the saving thing? What game's he talking about? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, just become the black market butcher. Right. Like, if I was a streamer who streamed just gameplay, I would totally do that. We would just kind of role play, and I'd be able to play for 5 or 6 hours a day. Unfortunately, I'm not a Twitch streamer anymore. Like, when I was a Twitch streamer, it's like, oh, we'll play Destiny for 3 or 4 hours, and then I would play this game for 4 or 5 hours and become the black market butcher and get my stuff going. If you cook the meat, it removes the stolen tag. Yeah, I'd have to find a place to cook it. I could cook it in the one little, this woman helps you, and you can go to her house and cook meat. That happened to me in the first one. I lost 3 hours of progress because it didn't save when I didn't sleep in my bed. I put it down and never picked it up again. Odin, the first time it happened, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, what? I did so much stuff. And here's why it really felt like a betrayal, Odin. I was playing the game the way it was intended to be played. I was talking to every NPC. I was listening to every line of dialogue. I was soaking it in. I was like, this game is rich. This guy's telling me about this thing over here I can go look into, and there's rumors about stolen this. Oh, this is awesome. I was literally kind of like getting into the game. It was pulling me in. And then I went and found the flowers, and then I went and found the apothecary, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I was like, this is a good game. Set out on my quest. I got killed by wolves. I just kind of laughed. I was like, oh, I guess I better stick to the road. And then I lost all that progress. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? So after I do all of that, I'm supposed to go into the menu and use a potion to save? Do you see what I mean? It's like, I didn't do anything that crazy. I was playing the game the way it's intended to be played. I was talking to everybody, and I was soaking in the information. I was getting all these little waypoints on my map. I was like, this is dope. The one guy was like, yeah, my cart fell in the river, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, really? Where? He tells me where. I'm like, oh. I'm thinking, I'm going to go get this guy's stuff and sell it, right? I need some coin. I need some scratch. They give you one save schnapps, and they give you the recipe. So you can make it from the beginning, but here's the thing. I could not find belladonna anywhere. After 7 hours, I looked everywhere. If I'm in a forest, if I'm in a field, if I'm in a town, I'm looking for belladonna, and it's nowhere. I just eventually bought it from the merchant. And then I made one potion, and I was like, that took a long time. So then I made another one, and then I made another one. I was like, okay, now I've got 3. So, okay, maybe I could get into gear. And then I timed it, and I was like, 2 minutes. And so the next time I played, I worked on the side quest where you're like looking for your dog. And it was like after an hour and 30 minutes, I felt like I never made any progress. It was like I felt like I never made any progress. It's like I went to look for him, he wasn't there. I had to fight a guy. I barely survived the fight, which I will say, it adds weight to the fights. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to fight this guy, right? I don't have anything. I'm weak. I think that's a good feeling in an RPG. I liked that. But then I was like, shoot, now I got to go heal. So I hoof it back to the old lady's house. I lay down, I heal. Then the next stage of my mission, I've got to go back to town. So I fast travel to town, and it moves your little guy on the map, and I got jumped, and I could flee. I had a 50% chance to flee. I fleed. I got away. I get to the town. I do a couple of conversations. They're like, yeah, maybe he's over here. That's where I would check. I'm looking for my dog, right? I'm like, okay. And so I look at the clock, and I'm like, I got to be done. It's getting late, babe. And I felt like I hadn't done anything. So are we not doing a full review? I just don't know, Garrett. I've got to calculate the math on it. I'm going to need 50 hours, probably minimum, to play through the whole game, the whole campaign. 50 hours. And the embargo is on February the 3rd, I believe. That's a Monday. So I've got 3 weeks. I've got basically 15 days, right? So 50 hours divided by 15. I'd have to play for 3 hours a night. Every night I have to play for 3 hours to even have a prayer of rolling credits on the game. The world's gigantic. More so if you don't have a horse. Yeah, I stole a horse. I was like, dude, I'm not about to walk all the way back to the quest. I stole a horse, and I got seen. So the next time I stole the horse, I took like a different route, and she didn't see me. So, yeah, I'd have to play for 3 to 4 hours a day. Yeah, and I don't know if I can do that. Like, there's other games coming out. There's other things going on. I don't know if I want to... Like, that's literally every evening for the next 3 weeks. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if that's a good use of my time. And what if I get a week in and I'm like, I just don't like this. This isn't for me, you know? I can feel the itch. I can feel the itch. Like, I think about going back and going to those points of interest and getting stuff and getting coin and getting stronger, and I feel it. I'm like, oh, I feel the pull. I do. But I'm like, oh, there's so much about it that frustrates me. The combat's kind of not great. I don't like it that much. And man, that save feature, I'd have to spend at least one play session just beefing up my my save potions. This is going to scratch the Skyrim itch. Oh yeah, if you're looking for like a genuine, real, meaningful RPG, brother, every decision you make, every conversation, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is insane. Just in the first town. It is dense. It is rich. You ever have like a slice of cake and it's like super dense and super rich, like halfway through it, you're like, oh my word. That's what this game is. It is dense. It is rich. Every NPC, I couldn't believe it. I was like, the voice acting is excellent. The writing is excellent. I was like, holy mackerel. Yeah, there's no magic. Yeah, no magic or dragons. You'll just have to imagine dragons. Excuse me. Combat versus the cows, all I ever wanted. Yeah, the cow. It's an actual RPG. Of course, it's going to take large amounts of time. Right. And some folks aren't in a place where that works. Like, I do think that people need to remember that. People get so butthurt and Defense Force when you don't, like, adulate their game. Like, just laud it with praise. It's like, I'm just being realistic, homie. There are people right now that would sit down to play this game and have the experience I had, and they would say, bro, no thank you. I don't have time for this right now. Holy mackerel. I'm trying to let people know, this game is Mount Everest. It's big. It's going to take a long time. It's perilous. Dude, it's perilous. It's Mount Everest, and you need to know that. And if I'm doing you as the consumer, I'm doing you a service by letting you know that. Right? My daughter says get out after hearing that joke. You know, I'm doing you a service. Was the flue open? I wonder if they opened the flue. I told our friends that moved across the street, I said, get your chimney inspected before using it. I said, or, because he said the guy they're renting from, he said, oh no, yeah, he said the fireplace was good to go. I was like, I would call him and ask him what he means by that. I was like, it needs to be inspected and cleaned or you're going to burn your house down. And so he said they tried it last night and filled the house with smoke. And I was like, I tried to tell you, like, don't just do that on his word. I asked a dumb question. I'm like, well, was the flue open? Like, you know? Either the damper isn't an opening all the way or the shaft is clogged. Yeah, there could be a dead animal in there. And again, that's how you burn your house down. Most people only see games as the greatest game ever or absolute trash. There is no in-between. Yeah, I feel like I'm helping any would-be consumers to either go in and you've been warned. Don't start crying like that you didn't know it was going to be like this. You've been properly warned. Or just skip it. If what I described in my preview is not for you, then just skip it altogether. Like, if it's not for you, don't do it. Don't force it. I had the chain pulled down and locked it in place. I'm not sure whether it's functioning properly. I didn't see smoke going out the chimney while I was floating in the house. Okay. I don't know an inspector. Wait, hang on. Let me ask my realtor. I'll ask the woman who helped us buy our house. Do you have a chimney guy? Absolutely, Lono. Your thoughts will be very helpful for a lot of people looking at this game. Right, like, my preview is not there for people who are already sold on the game or already excited about the game or can't wait to play it. It's like, my preview isn't there for you. You don't need to hear a single word that I say about it. Like, it's fine. It's not for you. My preview is not for you. You know, so getting on the video and in my comments and going Defense Force, it's like, number one, the game's not out yet. Number two, my preview is not for you at all. It just isn't, and that's okay. Like, if you've already made up your mind, then dude, buy the game and have a ball. They put a lot of passion and they put a lot of work into the game. It is evident. It is very, very evident. So, I generally hate all reviews, but that was the fairest review of a game that I have heard in a very long time. You made it clear that the game may not necessarily be for him, but he thought it was a good game. Yeah, I felt like I praised it where it deserved to be praised. Hang on. Copy. Let's see. Paste. Great. Our friends moved in across the street and used the fireplace without having it checked first. Kingdom Come 2. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is what we're talking about. I certainly don't disagree about the saving. I'm glad they gave you a code to play it. Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to spend a play session, just getting as much of the save potion as I can. And if I remove that as a problem from the game, maybe I could enjoy it. I'm not kidding you. Madam was legit enjoying, like, watching it. Like, there were times where, like, the scene was playing out and they were arguing or something was happening, and she was actively, like, paying attention. And she laughed at a couple of the parts. Like, the characters are very well written and very, very well voice acted. I was very impressed. And the captured footage did not do the game any justice. It is a very pretty game, and it runs perfectly fine. It does have some graphical pop-in and some weird shimmering here and there. I didn't put that in the preview because I'm like, that stuff's not worth mentioning. If it's not patched out day one, then obviously that's something to draw attention to. But but I didn't want to make that a part of the preview. It's like, it's a month before the game comes out. I'm not going to take issue with popping and shimmering. You think they'll nerf the cow at full release? Thank you, Creature with 44 months. Yeah, the cow footage making it in made me laugh. I loved that as ending footage. That was great. Citizen JV says, pacing's always a tricky thing, especially in narrative-driven games, but Kingdom Come takes the concept of slow burn to another level. The opening hours of the game dragged for me. Instead of jumping into an adventure, I was thrust into a simmering pot of medieval life, tasked with errands like fetching ale, running petty tasks for Henry's father, and navigating a town that felt mostly mundane. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 definitely has a slow start, too. 100%. Yeah, I played on the PS5 Pro. Yeah. I played on the PS5 Pro, and I didn't have any issues other than, like, stuff would be just popping in, trees and stuff. And there was, like, a shimmering thing that was going on, which maybe it's that PSSR thing coming back. It didn't seem like it was PSSR. It would just be random objects would shimmer. Like, this guy's shield was just going like this, like the shading on it. It was really odd. I feel like it was a pretty steady 60 FPS, even in the open world. Yeah, I didn't have any frame issues. Now, they didn't let me go in and change any settings. I couldn't put it on performance or quality, none of that. It was just the game. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Guys, really quickly, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Let's get to 200 likes. We're having a lighter turnout today. It's possibly because we're well off topic from the thumbnail and the title and the description, and YouTube tends to not like when you do that. So I'm happy to answer your questions and discuss Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 since my preview went live. But we may want to try to get things slightly on topic with... Why Seuss had made an FBI detective style game. I'll buy that day one unless it's there. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Perfect Image, with your first question submitted. That doesn't make any sense. Hello, Reforge. Did you cover Halo and Flight Simulator coming to PlayStation? According to Jez, I've got it screenshotted. I'll probably cover that Monday. I may experiment with an upload for the weekend about that. We've been wanting to do like quicker response videos where I just kind of like quickly say, hey, this just happened, here are my thoughts, and they'll end up being like 4 minutes, maybe 8 minutes long. I may do that for over the weekend because the channel doesn't get any content over the weekend. So we may experiment with that. We've been wanting to also do like shorter uploads in the evenings and stuff, just so I can have a quicker response to things that happen, you know, because now it's like that hits, and then I'm not going to talk about it until Monday morning with you guys. So they probably had you on the hardest difficulty. That's probably why you barely do anything. I don't think there's difficulty settings in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You know what? I didn't even think to check that, honestly. Any Red Dead 2 updates or news? No, there was a rumor that Red Dead Redemption 2 was getting a 60 FPS update for early this year. So I don't know if that's just not happened. We haven't heard anything. I mean, obviously it's only January. But yeah. Got a question here that's on topic. Joker Quinn says, with Shadows being delayed again, with AC Shadows delayed again, do you think it gets bumped again if they don't find a buyer or release the game in fear of more delays? I do not think that AC Shadows gets delayed again. I don't think so. And reason being, they need it to land before the fiscal year closes. They do. Either for the would-be buyer or for themselves, right? They either need it to land before the fiscal year closes for the would-be buyer, or they need it to land for themselves. It's one or the other. I don't think they can delay it again. That genuinely doesn't seem like an option. The first game had a permanent death setting if you selected it. Oh, really? Something for people to keep in mind about the GTA 6 trailer and the GTA 6 release date. for the game. Rockstar announced release dates for GTA 4, LA Noire, Max Payne 3, and GTA 5 all in January. Okay, the Take-Two earnings call is what now? It got announced. It's like February the 6th or something. I think they announced it. I thought it was February the 9th, but then it got announced, and I think it's been moved, or maybe there's a rumor about where it was going to land. So I think this is what I've thought for a while. I feel like the trailer would land before the earnings call. That just makes sense to me. It's like, wouldn't you want to go into the earnings call and be like, yeah, we just had our trailer debut a week or two ago, pulling great numbers, blah, 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 and we announced the official release date of GTA 6. Feb 6 is the Take-Two earnings call. Yeah, I feel like they would want it to be before that. You don't want people to hear one more time on an earnings call that, like, yeah, GTA 6 is coming in the fall. It's like, you just said that in November. Does that make sense? They just in November, oh my gosh, and a 50 bomb from Risic. Unbelievable. Just out of nowhere. Holy cow. I don't think we've ever been just sitting here and had a 50 bomb roll through like that. 422. Holy mackerel, Risic. So generous. This guy, Risic and Mash and Behemoth lately, with just absolute monster gifting. If you guys get a gifted member from Risic, be sure to say thank you. Consider bumping up to Member Plus. It gets you into the end of the day green room. It gets you into morning coffee. Make sure everybody can come to morning coffee. You can always start your day with me. And then you can always end the day with me as well if you're at Member Plus. Are you going to put the call on speaker for us when it happens? Watch out for Mash. He doesn't like to be topped. Yeah, well, we'll see. I think he might be traveling for business, so we may not see Mash today. Yeah, he may. I think he's traveling right now. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I think GTA 6 trailer 2 comes in January at some point. I think we may, unless anything major happens, based on that. The 14th and the predictions and stuff, we may just do another waiting room on that Tuesday for fun. And Uno Yo Die with the 20 bomb. Unbelievable. What is going on? 442. Jiminy Christmas. Back-to-back big bombs landing on the chat. You guys are incredible, man. Thank you so much. Jeepers. Let's see if they've updated their Rockstar. They're down. Wait. They keep deleting posts. They were at 14, then 13, then 12, now 11. What's 11 days from now? The 21st? It's like they're doing a countdown. It's like they're doing a countdown. They went from 14 to 13 to 12. Now they have 11 posts on Instagram. You think that's what they're doing? You think they're just going to keep deleting posts until they're down to 1? That would be the 21st. So maybe not the 14th. That would be the theory was 14, but I'm throwing that one out the window now. Stop it, don't do this again. I don't know, man. I don't know. If their earnings call is February the 6th, dropping the trailer 3 weeks before, I'm here to tell you, man, I think that trailer with a release date, I'm telling you, it has to come before the earnings call. I don't think you would show up to another earnings call. Garrett Green jumps back in with a Member Plus. And what on earth is going on? Risic! With another 50 bomb, and he says, Mash who? That's what Risic says. Unreal. Holy mackerel. Jiminy mash. Who? Says Rissick. Holy mackerel. Thank you very much. If you guys just got gifted a membership, do you know what you can do to show appreciation and to show thanks? Hit the like button. Let's try to get 200 likes. Let's get 200 likes rolling right now on the video. And be sure to check out my Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 preview. It went live. It should be especially helpful to people who have never played a Kingdom Come Deliverance game before. This guy said, I'm glad you enjoyed playing the game. I wasn't sure if that was somebody from the company. And a 10 bomb from Kat. Kat, we were talking about you in Morning Coffee this morning. We were talking about you in Morning Coffee. And Joker Quinn with the 5 bomb takes us to 508. We're now working on stretch. You guys got Madam. I don't know what we should do. What should be the stretch this time? I didn't even have one planned. I think we might end up having to do the stream on Saturday. I don't know. The snow is going to come in and probably have us homebound tonight. So, what should we make? I guess you guys are saying make Madam play the first one. That would be funny. We could actually stream that. I was thinking the 14th too, but now with them deleting posts, the 14th could be the announcement for the second trailer. Oh. Yeah, the 14th. Hey, tune into the trailer a week from now on the 21st. Yeah, that's not bad, Christopher. Madam plays Kingdom Come 1. Make Madam play Rivals. No, I don't like... Making us play something like Rivals is not good. Yeah, Kat, we were talking about how you bought the kiddos the illustrated Harry Potter books. We just started them. My kids, Jay, they love it. They absolutely love it. We sit on the couch. They both sit next to me. They pore over the pictures. It is so great and adorable. I love it. Thank you again. Rissick says we can't miss the goal. Jiminy Christmas, Rissick. Golly goodness, brother. You're a monster, bro. You're a monster. A new look at James Gunn's Superman will debut during the Puppy Super Bowl on February the 9th. All right. A Tiny Tina's playthrough. Just play AI. She won't know the difference. No, don't fall for it again, fans. Don't fall for what again? Making her play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 would be funny. Somebody wants a Tiny Tina playthrough. I mean, we false started with Tiny Tina's Wonderland so many times. I don't know. Did you see Night Rain playtest sign up is today? Is the theory the countdowns for the 21st? That's the theory, Sven, is it was 14, then 13, then 12, now 11. I love those illustration books. Glad to hear. The artist stopped after book 5, Kat. The artist stopped after book 5. I think they're trying to find new artists. We might get the 6th book later this year if they're on pace and got new artists. They were doing a book about every 2 years. Play something super frustrating. That's funny for a little bit. Oh, don't get fooled again with Rockstar. If you guys are just tuning in, the current theory now is that Rockstar is deleting posts on their Instagram down from 14 to 13 to 12 and now to 11. More Community Fall Guys. Community Fall Guys is fun when Madam is here commentating. That really is fun. I advise you to not get your hopes up to 100%. It could be another hoodie troll. Yeah, they'll get everybody excited for the 21st. It got delayed. Assassin's Creed Shadows got delayed to March 20th, and Ubisoft is seemingly trying to sell themselves, or they're trying to sell all their property. They're trying to do one or the other. So we're not sure what's going to happen. Kingdom Come Deliverance is too good. Please play it. The Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 previews on the channel right now. It's 16 minutes long. Make sure you guys watch that. Leave a like. Leave a comment. You may get featured in the live stream if you leave a comment like, I'll have to check it out, says Silent Spartan. Thanks. Watch some of the other previews. They don't seem to share your opinion on the issues with saving the game. Hope you continue playing with the full review. Thanks for the honest impressions. Thank you. I think new players will snag on the saving. I think they will. They will, because if they have the experience I had, listen, a real quick way to tilt a player is to take their progress away. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a monk. I don't care if you're a priest. I don't care if you're Zen and you meditate and can float in the air because you're so calm. If you take someone's progress away in a video game, man, that's a quick route to frustrating them. You know what I mean? If you guys are just tuning in, the other thing I covered in the show open, if you want to rewind and listen to it, Digital Foundry did a breakdown of the GTA 6 high-def trailer, and they're actually saying it's far more believable that the game will run and look like that on the current consoles because they saw all of the rough edges of rendering gremlins, they called them. Josh with 5 months of memberships. Such a generous community. The reason I stick around, and I'm now Member Plus. I'm north of the Ohio and buckling down as well. Stay safe. Thank you, Josh, for a Member Plus. Guys, if you upgrade to Member Plus, I count it as 2, okay? I count it as 2. And we are working on a big goal of trying to get the Member Plus counts to go up. So if you've never done a membership before on my channel, consider doing Member Plus. If you got a gifted, consider upgrading. It's $1 more. It's $6 instead of $5. You lost me when you said you were avoiding combat. If your game has combat in it, it has to be good for me to enjoy it. Well, I think that's one of the aspects of the RPG, though, in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, is that you are weak. You have nothing. You don't have any money. You can't heal all that well. So avoiding a fight is part of the RPG experience. I actually think that's perfectly fine. I wasn't necessarily avoiding the combat because it was bad. I don't like it all that much, but that's not why I was avoiding the combat. Part of me wanted to get in more fights so that I could get better at the combat. But you're so weak and you have so little and it's so easy to die. It's I don't know if I want to get in a fight. That's why I was hoping that I could replay the combat tutorial to kind of get a little bit better. Remember, some of you guys might be from this era of time. Back when I played Jedi Fallen Order, I forced myself to kill the frog well before you were supposed to fight him. And the reason that I did it, I knew it would have an impact on my entire playthrough, and it did. I ended up playing way better, and I ended up increasing the difficulty and doing a second playthrough. Zubair says, I'm sorry, did I miss Risic losing his mind? Yes, he went crazy with 250 bombs. Yeah, he said, mash who? And Josh gifts a member. And now we're working on a stretch goal where we're contemplating what we should make Madam do. Should we make her play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1? Should we play a scary game together? You guys always seem to like when we play the scary games. The combat's great. You know you're going to get murdered, but with a bit of training and better gear, you see yourself get stronger, and then you're taking on 3 bandits and hacking them to pieces. I thought you were saying it was bad. No, if you listen carefully, when I say that I was avoiding the fights, or I didn't want to get in a fight, it was just because it was so punishing. It was well, now I've lost my health. Now I've got to go back and rest. Now it was another flat tire. It was tough. It was really tough to get into gear. I think that's by design. It's by design. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying it really motivated me to not want to get in a fight. It was this game is super punishing, bro. If you mouth off to somebody or you jump a bandit and you suddenly got to get in a fight, it's a real choice. There's no trivial decisions in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You're not making any trivial decisions. If you're rude to the barmaid, if you jump a bandit, if you run past a guard with stolen gear, right? I'm here to tell you, that decision has consequences. They want it to feel that way. And I'm just saying, I would have appreciated to be a little bit more welcoming in the early hours. I really think the save function is my main tension point. If I could be out exploring and doing things and saving with regularity, it would completely change the experience. It really would. I like the video. The combat would drive me up the wall. Can y'all play one of the Dark Pictures games? Yeah, we could play one of the Dark Pictures games. We could do that for y'all if you guys hit stretch. You guys tend to like that when we pick a Dark Pictures game and play through it. But also, you know what I mean when I say having bad combat is a dead issue. I don't know what you mean by a dead issue. Yeah, Madam played Hogwarts Legacy for like 62 hours, Aiden. She was working on getting all the pictures, and there was a glitched... You know how you could find the moths and get them to follow you and then put them in the painting? We literally went to a guide on Google, and it showed where it was supposed to be, and it just wasn't there. It was like a bug or a glitch. She never went back after that. She was literally getting all of them. It was kind of adorable watching her go kind of completionist. It was kind of adorable. And then she got irritated. She was like, I've been spending all this time getting all these moths, and now I can't because of a glitch. It was like, yeah, I owe you guys some members, by the way. I owe you 10 right now. Here comes my 10. Hang on. There we go. If you guys are tuning in for GTA 6 news, I opened up the show. Digital Foundry did a breakdown of their brands of the high definition GTA 6 trailer. You can rewind and watch that. I kind of give you the skinny on what they said. If you hit subscribe, you can talk in my chat. You can ask about it. Yeah, my kids want to play Hogwarts now after starting the books. That's why I said they probably give it to you on the hardest setting. But I don't think that's a thing, Mr. Chosen. I don't think that there's a hard setting. Right? Is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance difficulty levels. Is there anything below normal? It looks like the first one has difficulty settings. Can I change the difficulty of the game? Easy, normal, hard? I don't believe so. The game has no difficulty settings. According to this forum, the first one doesn't have difficulty settings. Oh, there's just a hard setting for permadeath. So there's hardcore. Okay. So there's no like, oh, I'm having a hard time, let me put it on easy mode. Okay. What time was the GTA 6 trailer breakdown? I don't know what the timestamp was. Can I add? I don't know if I can add timestamps to a live stream while I'm streaming. I've been considering doing that, like while we're just sitting here talking. Hang on. Let me see if I can. AC shadows. Okay, so yeah, I can only see negative. Okay, so 102 to 5550. I don't know if this is going to work. Let me see if it works. 00 intro, 7 minutes, GTA 6 trailer DF breakdown. Save. All right, let me refresh. I don't think it's going to work. No, it doesn't work. Like the number's not highlightable. Even if I were to go, I don't think you can do negatives either. Because the longer you stream, the more the numbers change. I've been streaming for 1 hour and 3 minutes. So yeah, it won't work. It won't work. It's like 7 minutes in, so you just have to scroll and find it. You can't do that while you're streaming. Because there is no timestamp yet. I'm not done streaming. I mean, it should be a timestamp. It's 7 minutes in. I don't know. That'd be a great feature if they would let us do it. But yeah, if you want the GTA 6 trailer Digital Foundry breakdown where I pulled out their choice quotes, that's 7 minutes in. So you just kind of have to scroll. and get it. You can just ask me. I mean, I could tell you kind of what they said if you want that as well. I have no problem giving you a summary. In the first game, I wound up choking out a knight and took all of his gear. My stealth was pretty good at that point. With the armor and the sword I got off him, I was able to take on the bandits. Yeah, you know, there was a rumor that I could steal armor from a building, and I don't remember what building she said it was in. I should go back and talk to her and see if I can't get that as a waypoint on the map and try to get the armor. She said you'd have to steal it. You'd have to have sticky fingers. There's a new trailer. It's a new version of the first trailer. It's a high definition version, and Digital Foundry did a breakdown, and they basically concluded that the game's a lot more believable now on the PlayStation 5 and the Series X because they're able to see what they called rendering gremlins, and they're like, okay, yeah, this is a lot more believable. So I think there were thoughts that there's no way that game, you know, is going to run on the consoles. And they, looking at the latest GTA 6 trailer, it's a high def version that they got from Billy. They basically said, we can see this is actual rendering. We can see some of the rough edges and some of the, as they called them, rendering gremlins. Rumor, Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PS5. Yeah, none of this is surprising anymore. No red line, dude. No red line in the catalog. I think that is the reason you got that convo, so you could get good armor early on. You see, this is what happened, Stone Spire. As I said, I was soaking in the game. I was soaking it in. I was loving it. And when I lost that hour worth of progress, it detached me from the whole thing. It was so difficult to get back into gear. I talked to the shopkeep for like 10 minutes. I got every piece of info I could out of him. I was like, this is great. I was like, I could maybe like kind of live in this game for a while. But then when I lost that like 45 minutes to an hour's worth of progress, it just really detached me from everything. It was like, oh, it's like, well, now what do I do? I got to do all that again? You know, it really did. It made it hard. It made it hard to get kind of back into gear with the game. What game are you talking about? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I have a preview right now on the channel. They gave me a code to play the game a month before the game's even out. And I was really, really enjoying it. I was soaking in. I was like, this is so good. And when that happened, I'm now remembering all the things they said. And I'm like, I really wonder if I wasn't, like I said, I don't think I was meant to set off and go get my quest. I think you're meant to kind of exhaust that first town and get your footing. And if you know how saving works, then you won't have what happens to me happened. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I warned people. I was like, you need to know about this. You're going to play this game and you're going to venture off and be like, this is great. And then you're going to die and then you're going to lose a bunch of progress and you're going to want to snap your controller in half. You're going to be like, are you kidding me? Like, that can be pretty tilting. Games Radar is saying the Minecraft spiritual successor is canceled. What? Did he already say he's not going to do it now? He just said Notch cancels the Minecraft 2 he announced days prior because spiritual successors are always kind of sad nostalgia dumps. He says, I basically announced it. I thought people would actually want me to make another. When I first wrote the article, I said the chances of this happening, da-da-da-da. He said, I talked to the fellas at the office. Looks like we're making levers and chess in response to a betrayed fan. He then wrote, the spiritual successor would be way less fun than the dungeon roguelike because spiritual successors are always kind of sad nostalgic dumps. Nostalgia dumps. When asked if Minecraft 2 will ever happen, he simply said, "You'll have to ask Minecraft about that one." Yeah, so it looks like he's decided they've decided they don't want to do it. Yes, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a continuation of 1. That is correct. Yes. Is it possible to receive Gifted on mobile? Yeah, I believe so. You just have to click the thing. It should pop up anytime Gifteds go out. And Mike Beckett with the 10 bomb. This guy's badge hasn't even changed color yet. He's still on his first month. And this guy's out here gifting members, helping us get to that stretch goal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. What did we settle on? You guys want to make Madam and I play one of the what are they called? Dark Anthology games? Is that what we decided on? I don't think making her play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1's a good idea, unless it's on like a PlayStation Plus or something, and we could install it for free. I don't feel like buying that game for her to play it for an hour and then put it down. I mean, I actually think it would be more funny watching her play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 than a scary game. It would be hysterical watching her play. Yeah, Ubisoft selling themselves or stuff bit by bit. Lou Rayan said, well articulated and great job. Combat and finicky are core to the game's DNA. I absolutely can relate to you, though, and will likely fall into the same situation because I'm not patient and there's so many games this year. It seems a very big commitment to learn this game. What about PC? Kingdom Come Deliverance. Is it on PS Plus? I feel like it was on PS Plus. It has a 4.09. It's $29.99. The PS4 version is $29.99. Does it run well on PS5? Has anybody played it? Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 PS5 performance. It's backwards compatible. It has a single graphics display mode running 1080-30. Oh. Yeah, we played It Takes Two. I've always thought it would be fun to replay It Takes Two and change roles. I made her play as the girl, and the girl is like the hardest part. You played on PC. It's a solid 30. Dude, I'm not paying $30 for an old 30 FPS PS4 game. My worry about getting it on PC is this PC acts up sometimes. I don't like playing games on it. We got to get a new one. PS5 Pro has the PS4 enhancement switch. Huh? I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on my PS5 Pro. I probably should have included that in the preview. That's just lack of experience on my part. I wanted to get into the conversation, so didn't talk about performance or anything like that. I'll wait for the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Cowabunga Edition. I'm kidding. They usually have, those types of games usually have like lots of different editions, that's for sure. If you could only buy the game in a medium that allows for resale, right? Well, it's okay to play 30 FPS. Life in the medieval times was 30 FPS. It's realistic. That's good. That's good. Ooh. Oh, come on. Oh. You guys did unlock Helldivers PvP games. We'll be doing that this afternoon with Hilly. So make sure you have Helldivers 2 installed and updated and ready to go. We will be doing that in about 2 hours. There's a feature in the PS5 Pro that enhances PS4 games in the system settings. I mean, I don't know if anybody's tested that game. Kingdom Come Deliverance PS5 Pro gameplay review from Sky Captain. I don't think he's getting 60. I don't think so. Stats for nerds. I mean, it says the video's running at 720/60. I don't want to turn it on and listen to it. I don't know. Combat, open world, story, relationships. I'm looking in the comments to see. I honestly can't speak to how it behaves on console. Yo, what's good, John Lepkowski? It's such a bummer that we can't stream it, that we're not allowed to stream it. It would be so funny to let her stream it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? Because we're already in the game and already have it saved and everything. The beginning of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 is so slow, I don't know if it would be that funny to watch her play. Can I pay you 30 to get it? Have you played Days Gone? Days Gone is currently in my backlog, and we're hearing like rumors of a remaster, remake or something, so I'm kind of holding off. I really liked it on PC. I tested out the port and ended up playing for like over 10 hours or something. And I've always wanted to go back and play it on my PS5 and finish it. I was going to gift it to you on Steam, but it won't let me add you for some reason. I might have... Is there a way to change your settings? View my profile. I might have turned all that off because of everything that happened a couple of years ago, and I might have never switched it. I don't know. Is there a way you can... Is there a way where you can... I don't think you can even change... The name of this group is The Rageless, and I can't... I don't think I can change the name of this group. It's a Steam group. Yeah, I need to change all of this stuff. How do you change the settings of a group that you've made? I can leave the group. It's public. I can't change the group's settings? I'd love to see how she reacts to playing it. Yeah, but again, is she even going to get to play it? Doesn't it take like a really long time for things to move? And a 5-bomb from JW gets us to 525. Thank you so much, JW. It's like 3 degrees here. Here's my friend code if you want to do it that way. Yeah, I think I have my profile set up to where I don't know if people can send me friend requests. Friends in chat. Ignore away. Compact list. Chat filtering. Where would it be? Like privacy, security? I don't know why you wouldn't be able to send me a friend request. Here we go. Privacy settings. My profile is public. My game stuff's public. Yeah, I'm all public. I don't know why you can't send me a friend request. Reforge TV. I wonder if I have too many friend requests. Where do you even go to see friend requests? Friends in chat? No, I only have 8 friend requests. Who is Steph? Who is this? I don't know who that is. Silver Subaru's in here. Solemn's in here. Narwaffle's in here. I don't know the rest of these people. Confirm. Okay. Yeah, I had 8 friend requests, and I'm online. I'm set to do not disturb. That just disables chat notifications. You should still be able... I'll turn myself off of do not disturb and see if that doesn't fix it. For me, it's how you said that she got invested into the world. That's fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, I could play through the game and try to dedicate a bunch of time to actually, doing like a proper review. Hilly out here just sending me Master Chief helmets. Stop it. Add friend. Error adding friend. I don't know. I mean, reset your Steam. I'll reset mine. I don't know what's going on. And then we could certainly then play it on Friday nights with you guys and like share with you where we are, what our journey is, how far we've gotten. I mean, we were having fun with it. She was honestly kind of bummed. I went back to Plague Tale Requiem and she's like, I had fun looking for Belladonna with you. She was legit helping me. She was like, what about that? What about that? Anytime she saw purple, she was like calling it out. And I was like, babe, you already sent me web fishing, Hilly. You sent it again? Or was that just the old... That might have been the old alert. I don't know. Anyone know if Forspoken's a good game? I have had people say that it's better than everybody made it out to be. I've had people say that, it's mediocre. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was just me accepting? I thought I already accepted web fishing. I don't see what feedback Shadows could be adding with only a month of delay. Listen, dude, they're not making changes that will... They're not making changes based on feedback. They, in my estimation and in my opinion, they are 100% delaying the game in relation to their fiscal calendar and everybody else's fiscal calendar. That's what they're doing. They're trying to make they want the property to be tantalizing. They want people to feel like we should snag that. That's what they're doing. Jez Corden's article says, as previously noted by Xbox's CEO Phil Spencer, there are no red lines when it comes to the games that Microsoft aims to bring to other platforms. I noted in an analysis late last year that any Xbox game is capable of making a good return on investment from going multi-platform absolutely will do so. To that end, I've heard that also Hellblade 2, Age of Mythology, and potentially Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition are all slated for PlayStation 5 this year, although I'm unsure if that includes Nintendo Switch 2. I would expect that it most likely does, if I had to guess that part. Yeah, see, this is why we need to be able to do quicker uploads and even have that upload hit over the weekend, because I'd love to share my thoughts on that. So it's a pretty looking game, but the main character really soured the world, in my opinion. Lono, you will say you will have Steam points in your account. You should buy these. Confetti chat effects. I don't do any of that stuff with Steam. My issue with Forspoken was that the flow of combat just never felt that good. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was going on. Lone Wolf just gifted me Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Well, there you go, chat. You can make Madam play. Here, hang on. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. All right, let's put it down in the corner. And make her hold it. Well, no, let's make her hold... Hang on. Let's make her hold a sword. Yeah, this will be perfect as long as it's an actual PNG and not a web something or other. All right, browse. All right, here we go. There you go. There you go. You can make Madam play Kingdom Come Deliverance. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow night. I don't know if we're going to be able to go to this wedding tonight because of the snow. So we may end up streaming tonight. If you guys hit the goal, you can make Madam play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. It has been gifted to me by Lone Wolf on Steam. And has not yet provided new controller support information, and support for your device is unknown. We might just have to use the Xbox controller. Giant sword's hilarious. Yeah, or her little cute emoji. Her cookie, her cookie is the shield, the cookie shield, and then the sword. How did it do on Steam, the first game? What's the reviews say? 83%. Okay. Watch Angry Joe's review of Forspoken. Yeah, I had a really hard time getting into Forspoken because the story was... the story... to me, it was like really uninteresting. She just wasn't interesting as a character. They did not do a good job positioning her as a character. I struggled. I really, really struggled to care about her. Man, I wish they would add co-op to Nimrod's. New guns, abilities, new characters, Gunporium, new biomes. Ugh. I love these little survivor games. My wife and I have been playing periodically just for like little short runs, Brotato. But they just, I'm telling you, without any meta progression, I fall out of caring. Writing was bad, I admit. Yeah, Forspoken's writing was just... not good, I just haven't realized I haven't seen your videos pop up for me lately. I guess it's because I've been hard focused on Marvel Rivals. Double check your notification bell. A lot of people's notification bells got switched to personalized instead of all, so double check that. Guys, double check that you smashed the like button. Turnout's really light today. I don't know why. I think AC Shadows has always hurt us whenever we've made it the focal point. So I made it the focal point of the thumbnail, and I don't know, probably shouldn't have. We had a really strong start with morning coffee. We had a ton of people, but Assassin's Creed AC Shadows has always hurt turnout. I don't know if it's just people that don't care about Ubi, or they don't care about Assassin's Creed anymore. But yeah, traditionally, if I make AC Shadows the central point of the show, our turnout suffers. So I wanted to make GTA 6 the central point of the thumbnail, but I know people are tired of that too, because it's like it's just been almost every single day. We were also super off topic for the first 30 minutes, and YouTube punishes you for that. We got a video about AC Shadows, GTA 6, and Ubisoft, and we were talking Kingdom Come Deliverance because of my preview. So just the nature of the living and dying by the algorithm, we are at the mercy of it. Detonator says, looks like my kind of game, adding it to the wish list. Nice. Hilly says, thanks for the preview video. The combat puts me off big time, so this one will be a miss. No problem. No problem, Hillberg. My kid said that you should open up a restaurant called Hillburgers. I thought it was funny. Lone Wolf says, if I get this job, I'm going to do something very evil. What are you going to do? An uninteresting main character. Yo, my man Insomniac Black with 40 months says, did you see that? I just renewed my membership with my freaking phone. I just renewed my freaking membership with my freaking phone. Huh? Have you not been able to do that before, Insomniac Black? Let me bump the line by 1. If you guys want Madden to play Kingdom Come Deliverance tonight or over the weekend, I'm not sure where the stream will land. We got to hit that stretch. You guys are well on your way. Well on your way. PC Gamer says, it's time for me to admit that AI accelerated frame generation might actually be the way of the future, and that's a good thing. Read more here. I am all about frame gen. I'm all about frame gen if it doesn't affect latency. If it does not affect input latency, I'm all about it. If upscaling the resolution doesn't affect image quality and image stability, I'm all about it. Oh, he's trolling on the Forspoken. Yeah, I'm seeing freaking dragons. T-Man Grove with 40 months of membership bumps the line to 427. Guys, don't forget those renewals count. That's a surprise, Lono. I'm not telling you. Oh, okay. Yeah, Nintendo officially responded and said that the images coming out of CES of the Nintendo Switch 2 are not official. Of course they're not official. They're replicas in the hand of a third-party company. They didn't deny or say that they were not accurate. With Nintendo's unannounced Switch 2 console leaking nonstop right now, it also feels like Nintendo is just days away from making the Switch 2 official this month. I'm willing to bet that Microsoft will have some Xbox games ready for the Switch 2. We saw evidence of Hi-Fi Rush for the Switch last year, and Grounded and Pentiment already made their way. Perhaps the Switch 2 will be powerful enough for Sea of Thieves to make the jump as well. PlayStation has utterly dismantled Xbox. Welcome to the family. Halo's coming to PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2. It is claimed. The Master Chief Collection on the Nintendo Switch is nuts. That's freaking nuts, dude. That sentence is crazy to me. It really is. And this is a question from Citizen JV about it. Off topic, if the rumors are true that a Halo Master Chief Collection is coming to PS5 this year, when do you think it could arrive if it's true? I don't even know how I would guess the arrival date of it, because I think the better question is, who announces it? Right? Who announces it would be my question. Because if you've got the teams announcing, like, remember when Phil Spencer's like, I'm not going to say the name of the games, I'm going to let the teams do that? I thought that was stupid, personally, when he did that. It was like, just say the freaking names of the games, Phil. It's hard to do that with Halo. It's really hard to do that with Halo. It's like, that's y'all's game. That's y'all's icon. That's your man. Broken Lobo says, I'm not arguing with you. It's Friday. Go have a beer. And I don't play games like Dragon Age. What you talking to? Who are you talking to, Lobo? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not debating with anyone who didn't finish the game or engage meaningfully with the combat and the game mechanics. Forspoken. Yeah, I don't think I ever have said that, like, it's a trash game. I did not like the main character. I thought they set her up to be really unlikable, which was weird, as a main character. And I just never could get into a flow state with the combat. It just didn't feel good. It's just such a monumental shift, like where and who finally says it. Frame gen is the least important. 90 to 120 is more than enough for our consoles already capable. FPS above 120 is hard to notice. No, Chris, I think you might be misunderstanding why frame gen is so important. Frame gen will be central, if not pivotal, to increasing performance on handheld devices. I mean it. Like, I think it's going to be pivotal. In 5 or 6 years, I think you're going to buy handhelds where 60 FPS isn't even a question, and that will be because of frame gen. They've got to implement it in a way where it doesn't cause issues with input latency and dropped inputs, because you're still playing a game that is rendering at 30 and showing you 60. So you've got to rectify that with either the reflex tech that NVIDIA's got or something else. Yeah, I've seen plenty of people, Lobo, that liked Forspoken. PlayStation Store. How did it do with the users in the store? 3.52. That's weak for a PlayStation title. That's a 7. I would say that the audience didn't like it very much. Yeah. Fake FPS. That's like saying fake resolution. If you can't tell, does it really matter? Frame gen becoming the norm will be fine if the rock bottom is 60 and they can improve it the same ways they have improved upscaling. What if they did one of those things like Phil and PlayStation head guys are on the same stage? They announce something like Friendly Banter and announce Halo and a few others. Granted, PlayStation wouldn't share. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I really, really don't know if they would do something like on a stage together. That would be really, really strange. I'll be honest with you. I don't think PlayStation would want to do that. I don't think they would want to get on a stage and make it seem like it's some kind of a partnership. I think that's not good for what they do with the brand. So, another question coming in from a member. It's a great reason to be a member. With Xbox Developer Direct coming up soon and showing off Doom the Dark Ages gameplay, what will your reaction be towards if it doesn't possibly look good for you? Just asking. I have zero doubt in id Software. I cannot imagine that they would deliver something that doesn't look good. There's literally no way. I don't think those guys are capable of making a game that looks bad or doesn't run well. That they are alert. They have an allergy to that. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. id Software to me. Yeah, I'll say it. id Software is Xbox's Insomniac. There's literally no way they ship something that's not at quality. I don't think so. No. id Software is Xbox's Insomniac. That's the level of confidence I have in them. Coalition's probably shortly behind. As far as, like, I think the Coalition will crush it when they bring the next Gears. I will. I think Coalition's a huge asset for them as well, because they can help all these other studios wrangle UE5 to the ground. It made Rage 2. Yeah, how long ago was that? Oh, wait, I was thinking of the first Rage. They made Rage 2? No, they did. No, that was a bunch of teams. Avalanche Studios, id Software, Fatalist Entertainment. No. I don't think you can lay that at their feet. That looks like that was a multi-studio operation. Yeah, Avalanche also worked on that. This is Doom we're talking about, boys. Come on. This is Doom. Doom Eternal is just id. Nobody else. I don't think you can lay Rage 2 at their feet. Still, don't you still me. The last two Dooms have like a 90, a 95 on Steam, and a 91. These guys are not going to make. There is literally no way. My level of confidence in id Software that's the Xbox studio I have the most confidence in. Rage, okay, that was 6 years ago, and it wasn't just them. Avalanche Studios was the dev. That's what I mean. Did id even make the game? Why is their name on it? I didn't think that was them. They're attributed along with Avalanche. So it's all Avalanche's fault? I'm just saying, I don't know. That doesn't... To have a game like Doom 2016 and then Doom Eternal, and then a year later... Wait, when did Rage 2? Rage 2 came out 2019. Doom Eternal came out in 2020. I have a hard time believing that while they were working on Doom Eternal, you want to lay Rage 2 at their feet. Doom Eternal came out a year later. I don't think so. I don't know who was the lead dev on Rage 2. Rage 2 developer. Yeah, Fatalist. Some other places is attributed with development. It was a joint development between id Software and Avalanche Studios. Avalanche was selected as a collaboration partner for the project as id Software was impressed by their work on Just Cause 3, especially its physics-based emergent gameplay. According to Tim Willits, the team hoped that the sequel could deliver on the promise made by the first game, which was limited by technology during its release. Willits added that Rage 2 was designed to be the player's power fantasy, thus they ensured that they will not feel underpowered at the beginning of the game. The game features a colorful... Rage 2 utilizes Avalanche Studios' proprietary Apex game engine instead of ID Tech, which had been used for the predecessor. The Apex engine allowed the team to create detailed indoor environments as well as broad outdoor locations. I would put money on the table that Avalanche was lead dev on this because they used their engine. It's not the id Software engine. It's Apex. It's Avalanche's engine. Yeah, I wouldn't use that as evidence to cast doubt or besmirch id Software. No. Yeah. I have high confidence in id and in the next Doom game being good. I do. I have high confidence. You got a free membership? Yes, you did. If you got a membership to my channel, you get access to morning coffee every day, Friday afternoon streams with Hilly, Friday night streams with my wife. Right now, we're working on a stretch goal. If you guys hit 600, you can make my wife play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Reason for that is I put a preview on the channel of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Be sure to check that out and leave a comment. Thank you to everybody who has already done that. I was on... Oops, caps lock. I was on PS5 Pro, and it ran well with a few minor issues. Yeah, I didn't test it on PS5 base model. I tested it on the PS5 Pro. No wonder Eastern devs are killing it. The West, if Doom is that highly rated. I'm not sure what you mean, Craven. id Tech game engine is one of the best engines in the industry. Yeah. Maybe they help with optimization. Yeah. It's a shame that FPS is as fast as Doom give me motion sickness because I love Doom, but I can't play them. Can you shrink the FOV? And does that help remove the motion? I wonder if you made the FOV lower, if that would help. Yo, what's good, Croquill? Yeah, it looks like the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 previews are high. Like, people are engaged, people are liking it. Yeah. It'll probably get a really good score from the reviews. It probably will. Okay. In my opinion, there's no East versus West. Yeah, I mean, I think the Eastern versus Western developer thing is propagated by a lot of the anti-wokies. Like, they think that, you know, Western developers are all stupid and make bad games and make the women ugly, and, you know, Eastern developers are superior. I mean, really what it comes down to is, you know, they play games from that side of the world. Certainly does have trends within the art style of women being half naked and very buxom and very super skinny. You know, this is very waifu themes, and they have developed a palette where, you know, that's what they want and that's all they want. You know, like when I watched Critical Drinker's thing about The Last of Us season 2, and he kept taking shots at Abby as like a slab of meat and like not be like doesn't look like a woman. I'm like, have you guys ever watched like UFC or MMA? I don't understand. Like, why insult like an entire bracket of women because they look like that? Like, I don't know. I really like a lot of his videos a lot of the times, and I thought his video on The Last of Us season 2 was awful. It was just like, you're really going to just dial in all the tropes and all the clear misunderstanding. Like, it's like you didn't play the second game. It was so obvious to me. It's like, you didn't play the second game if you think that's what the second game was about. It's like people that talk about the second game, I can tell within probably 30 seconds to 60 seconds if they've even played it. And if they did, they played it with their mind off or the sound off, because it's like, that's not what that game was about. You know, and now everybody's all upset. They're like, oh, they should have recast Bella Ramsey. And it's like, okay. The first season crushed it. You want to know why? Because nobody listens to this nonsense. Now, you can rake in big viewership criticizing what they've done with Star Wars, because all the Star Wars fans are going to come running and support your video and agree with you. All of the frustration and all of the nastiness, people were real nasty about what Bella Ramsey looks like, and the show crushed it. It's interesting to me that they all tried that narrative with the first season, and it didn't work. The Last of Us Season 1 crushed it, won awards, viewership was insane. It increased the sales of the game every time an episode hit. And it's like, and you all tried this last time. They did. They tried to run that narrative last time, and it didn't work. Does a like count keep refreshing on anyone else's page besides mine? We're at 243. If you guys haven't hit the like count yet, consider doing it. And a VIP renewal comes in from Noberto, helps us get a little bit closer to that stretch goal to make Madam play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. That's why she's holding the sword down there. Is that a new feature? Yeah, I don't know. There was a time there where it would, the like count wouldn't refresh, and you had to like manually refresh the page to see it go up or down. Any Concord supporters here? Sound like you guys love those designs. No, but presuming that we liked Concord because we thought that Bella did a good job in The Last of Us Part 2 betrays your lack of intelligence, not ours. We were heavily critical of Concord. I said it was going to flop. I said it was such a bad idea. It was so derivative. I think that Fair Games will suffer a similar fate. But, if you want to tell the world that you lack intelligence, you can go ahead and do that. Just presume what everybody here thinks, because we don't buy into the mindless hate of The Last of Us Part 2 or Bella Ramsey's face. You know what I mean? It's really weird energy to watch men in their 40s and 50s mauled over the looks of a 20-year-old. I think that's weird. Like, you want to talk about weird energy and being like, oh, they're making women ugly or they're making women manly. I tell you what's weird is a bunch of 40 to 50 unwashed men talking about the looks of a 20-year-old girl. That's freaking weird. Like, you want to tell the world you're a weirdo, you go right ahead. I find that to be awkward. That's like when you're hanging out at the family cookout or the family reunion and you got that creepy uncle who always makes weird remarks about like teens and young girls. You're like, yeah, that's weird. That's what you sound like. It's like, it's freaking weird, man. This entitled attitude about like, well, they should have cast somebody else or they should have made this character look like that. Do you hear yourself? Like, in the first season of the show, she's playing a minor. And y'all were all upset and worried about her looks. Y'all need to check yourself, I think. Y'all need to check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you watch the first Jurassic Park and get upset at the looks of the kids in that too? Bunch of frickin' weirdos. You bunch of frickin' weirdos. Does everyone have a weird uncle? Yeah, everybody has that weird uncle or friend who takes it too far. It's like, bro, you can't say that. What are you saying? That's gross. Why are you saying that? Unwashed is my favorite adjective with these guys. Well, I don't understand. 100% agree with you on all of it. It kills me every time. I get that she didn't look like Ellie, but we talked about this the other day. Pedro doesn't look like Joel either. They cast a Chilean man as a white guy. Like, come on. Like, come on, bro. Everybody all upset. Shouldn't look like Ellie. Oh, yeah? Did Pedro look like Joel? Because he didn't. You know, it didn't affect the story. It also didn't affect the story that his daughter in the opener looked completely different. It was a completely different character. Who cares? They did an amazing job with the story. Yeah, they're putting Pedro in everything. You know what I mean? You were a good-looking, handsome white guy. Well, thank you. I'm back. Truck broke down at work. Coolant hose busted, but good news. I got to leave early on a Friday. Good for you, Sneaky. Good for you. You know what's funny too is I felt similarly about both things. That's what's so funny. It's like I felt very similarly about the choice with the story in Last of Us Part 2. I didn't think it was a good idea to do what they did. And then I played the game and I changed my mind. I felt the same way when I saw the casting of Bella as Ellie. I was like, she doesn't really look like Ellie. Like, they have completely different vibes, completely different looks. And then I watched the show, and at the end, when they rolled credits on last episode, I was like, she crushed it. She absolutely nailed the role, right? And now they're taking issue, and this is one of the things that Critical Drinker took issue with the fact that, like, they're going to have to sell you on the fact that it's like, this little girl that doesn't look older than like a teenager is taking out dudes and killing them. And I'm like, you didn't play the game. You didn't. They never once make it seem like Ellie is this strong force to be reckoned with. She's a scrapper. She's a survivor. She kills largely from the shadows or with a gun or a bow, or clubs somebody over the head viscerally. She gets hurt all of the time. One of the reasons, this is why I know these guys don't play these games. One of the reasons that The Last of Us Part 2 works so well as a game is because the character looks like, any minute, if somebody gets their hands on her, she's dead. She doesn't look like a fighter. She doesn't look like she'd be able to take on a group of people. She would die, right? And it happens. They get their hands on you. They choke you out. You almost die regularly. You constantly feel like you're hanging on by a thread. You do not ever feel like, oh wow, she's just girl bossing her way through this game and just clubbing guys and taking them on head on. No, you feel like she barely survives. That's why I'm like, you didn't play the game if you think that like there's some kind of an agenda to make it seem like, oh yeah, girls can do what a guy can do. It's like, no, they very clearly make her seem more frail and weak than when you played as Joel in the first game. It 100% translates into the experience. Ellie's a creative savage. That's exactly right. She never comes across as a brute. She constantly comes across as weak and like, you better figure something out, because if not, you're dead. They're gonna surround you and you're gonna be dead. I honestly love how real you keep everything, says Von Raz. One of the things that I've always respected about you, no matter the pushback, you're always level-headed and keep things grounded. Well, thank you, Vaughn. And a 5-bomb from Sneaky Wolf says, come on, boys. We got to make Madam play Kingdom Come. 533. They could at least did the hairstyle similar. Pedro's hair is nothing like Joel's hair either, though. Like, why be so persnickety about the female? It doesn't make any sense. Did you analyze everybody's hairstyle in the show? I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, Bella has an unfortunate... She's unfortunately not blessed with, like, that petite face shape, right? Like, Ellie has that, like, petite, small face shape, and she has more of a wider, broader face. I still think she plays the part. And when she starts smiling and when she sort of warms up and Joel warms up to her, it works. She starts to look more like a cute teenager that you would feel protective of, instead of like this mouthy nuisance, like you know what I mean? I think she does an excellent job in the role. Bella's 21 IRL, Ellie's 19 and Tlu too. Why is there an uproar about how young she looks? I do agree, and this is something that Critical Drinker said that I do agree with. Bella hasn't aged much. She still looks like a teenager. She still looks really young. I know the difference between like 16 and 19 is not much sometimes, but the difference between Ellie and Tlu 1 and Tlu 2 is pretty different. She's taller. She's more grizzled looking, right? She looks older. Bella still looks very young. For 21. She just doesn't, she's going to get carded until she's in her 40s. She just has one of those faces. She's going to get carded until, well, I mean, obviously people will know who she is, but you know what I'm saying? If she wasn't a famous person, she'd get carded until she's in her 40s. She just has one of those faces that she's going to look young for a long time. If I took a razor to my face and had no 5 o'clock shadow, I would look much younger. Some people just don't look their age. This is the commentary I come here for. Thank you, Broken Lobo. I have a question for you, says Kage Williams. America as a culture for media is very centered around looks. That's why, say, like UK shows are jarring for some as they prioritize talent. Could this also be the case of that? I wouldn't be surprised at that playing a role, Kage. Right? Like, beauty standards in Europe are quite different. I mean, we always joke about teeth, but it is kind of true. You know, you'll watch some of those shows and famous people over there won't have like perfectly straight pearly whites. Or they won't be, they won't cast the drop dead gorgeous person. Well, I remember when I watched Broadchurch, I fell in love with Olivia Colman. I think she's fabulous. Put her in everything. I love her. That's what got me to watch The Crown when I saw that she was going to be the queen in like the third season, I think. But yeah, I fell in love with Olivia Colman. But Olivia Colman, you're not casting her because she's a dish. You're not casting her because of her looks. She certainly isn't ugly, but she's not like a supermodel, right? I think she's pretty in her own way. I think her power in her acting actually somewhat makes her more attractive. But again, I do think you'll run into that difference. And in America, there's been a more general trend of fixating on looks. if you go back to the era that I grew up in, whether it was a music video or advertising, women were there in a decorative way. They were always decorative. They were half naked. They were in bikinis. Like, go back and look at like car commercials, beer commercials, music videos, sporting events, like cheerleaders, all of that. So in the 90s, and now you've got a lot of these dudes that are now my age. They're in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And that's just the expectation that if you're going to put a woman in the game, she's there for I'm not saying this. They're saying this. They think that like, oh, she's there for my visual pleasure. That's what she's there for. And they'll say that it's entertainment, it's fantasy, that's what it's supposed to be like, but that's ultimately what they're saying if you strip it down. If you strip it down to what's going on when people seethe and maul and rage, when a girl is not like traditionally attractive or scantily clad or, oh, she's masculine or whatever. I think it's this presumption that if you put a woman in the game, she's there for decoration. She's there for my visual pleasure, because that's how they engage in the mediums that are out there. In the mediums that are out there, that's what they're looking for. I'm not condemning them for wanting it. I'm simply diagnosing it. It's like you're looking for that. And that's why when it doesn't happen, they get angry. Anger is the idea. What's at the root of anger? Why do you get angry? You do when there's like this unmet expectation. There's this sense of injustice, right? This is supposed to happen. This happened instead. That's unjust. You have broken expectations and I am angry, right? So they come to a Game Awards event and they rage and they seethe and they get angry when they see two trailers where the lead character wasn't like hyper exaggeratory hot. The Witcher and Intergalactic. We had a ridiculous amount of trailers. I mean, every time you turn around, there's another waifu game coming out with breasts bouncing all over the place. Just every other game has that in it. But 2 games out of that entire event, and they're seething about it. Why? You're not supposed to do that. Their expectation is if you put a woman in the game, she's there for my visual pleasure. And if you don't do that, they're going to rage about it and they're going to call it woke. They call it pattern recognition. No, it's not. It's the antithesis of maintaining a pattern. Do you see? The pattern is supposed to be hot, 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 hot. Because that's been the pattern for years. And the minute something breaks from that pattern, they claim, it's just pattern recognition, man. It's just pattern recognition. I got news for you. If you looked at the landscape of gaming the last 10 years and you tried to add up all of this pattern recognition of uggos, you have very few games. You have far more games where the women are traditionally made to be attractive or even exaggeratory versions of attractive, like Tifa or Eve in Stellar Blade. That's like exaggerated. They're very buxom, and people are shaped like that, and they've been blessed in many ways, right? But if a game doesn't do that, people are like, well, it's pattern recognition. It's like, okay, so let me get this straight then. Every single game then can't do this, because if 1 or 2 or 3 or a handful do, you're like, yeah, it's pattern recognition. Within the landscape of gaming, the vast majority of games are not at all doing this. They're not. Whether you look at Marvel Rivals, or you look at even in Rise of the Ronin, the women were very attractive. You look at obviously Stellar Blade. You look at the characters in The First Descendant. You look at the characters in any of the fighting games. Good Lord, Chun-Li's thighs. You know, if thick thighs can save lives, like she could save an entire village. Okay, like this is not a pattern. The pattern's actually in the other direction. That's why they claim it's pattern recognition. What they're actually saying is you're breaking the pattern that I become accustomed to, and I don't like that. Even women want to see beautiful women in games. Oh, for sure. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is if a game comes to the market and they've decided to not do that, they want their game to just be maybe more grounded in reality. Like, let's take the Indiana Jones game as an example. Is that game just busting at the seams with hot women? No, because it wouldn't have made sense. It's grounded in reality. Those are real people. Those are real actors that they used for that game. Well, nobody's going to claim that Indiana Jones is woke because, you know, the characters in it don't look like supermodels or, you know, aren't walking around in bikinis. No one's going to claim that. That's the problem is you come to a game where, like, the art intention of the game is to be grounded in reality. They're not going to run around dressed like Tifa in a bikini. It would be weird. It wouldn't make any sense. It doesn't matter, though. They don't let the game exist within its context, whether it's The Witcher 4 or Intergalactic, or when they try to claim that Aloy was ugly and they had that photoshopped image of her face. Well, they've all stopped talking about that. Why? Because it was fake, it was a lie, and then the game was incredibly successful. So they obviously have to ignore it. So the minute it doesn't fit, like Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be a perfect example of this. According to Tom Henderson, the pre-orders were strong and are still strong. That game's going to be commercially fine, and they're not going to be able to say go woke, go broke because of Yasuke being in the game. The majority of games are still about overtly sexualized characters. Even today, sex sells. Yeah. I have zero problem with that. I'm not going to get judgmental and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're out here selling cheeks in Marvel Rivals. They know what they're doing. If you've seen any of the marketing for Marvel Rivals, they know what they are doing. They are selling cheeks, brother. Okay? So is the First Ascendant. 1 or 2 games break from the pattern and everyone's saying, oh, look at it's pattern recognition, bro. No, it's not. If you actually had the ability to do pattern recognition, you would see that the overwhelming majority of games are staying right in the lane of make the women hot, make them buxom, put small outfits on them all the time. It's everywhere. You could literally, at an event like that, you could throw a dart at the board with the blindfold on, and you would probably hit a game where the characters are attractive or more traditionally, you know, within the designs of what we expect to see. It's completely exaggerated. The number of games that were at that event. I think I still have it here. Yeah. I still have the list here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Over 30 games were announced or shown at the Game Awards. Over 30. And they fixated on 2. 2 out of 30? That's not pattern recognition. It isn't. The pattern is that the majority of the games didn't do what you're claiming. They didn't. The majority of the games, you can't claim that these games are doing that. A lot of these games actually don't even have real life characters in them. You know. I don't know if Lucia will be portrayed as hot, unfortunately, considering Rockstar doesn't want complaints over sexualizing her. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, hang on a second. I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Are we talking about the same trailer? Are we talking about the same game, brother? Alright, what you talking about? Like this is a center stage moment in the trailer. They got booty cheeks shaking at a strip joint. They got booty cheeks shaking on top of a car. And then they got this scene. What are you talking about? I don't see them being scared of that at all. They want to make you play no, they thought it was cute that you got invested in that Kingdom Come Deliverance game.
Are we gonna find Belladonna?
Find Belladonna. Apparently, somebody played the first game for over 100 hours and they never found Belladonna either. You must just have to buy it. Yeah, right? It's stupid. You're looking for it. It's not there.
Call up Marky. Him and I will go to the developer's house and we'll kill him ourselves.
Okay, Mama. We can't say stuff like that. Here's the thing. There is the first game. It's very similar. It is. Now,
Do you need Belladonna to save?
Lone Wolf has gifted us the game, and they want you to play it. If
Tonight
it,
I got a date with
I don't know what the forecast, if we're even going to want to try to
Maya.
go.
Oh, we just came back. It's fine.
Mama, it's not going to start. Oh, wait.
It's been snowing for hours.
Oh, okay. Are we just going to go with the non-babysitter plan then?
As of right now, babysitter's on.
Oh, it'll be tomorrow then, guys. Unless the forecast really changes. I'm about to have a date night.
Forecast is warming up.
The forecast is warming up, boys. If you guys hit this goal, it sounds like tentatively the Kingdom Come Madam stream will be tomorrow night. Stop that. Stop it.
I want your shirt.
You want my oh my gosh.
Stop it.
Yeah, my favorite thing too is you wear a shirt like that and then you come downstairs and you're like, what? And I'm like, babe, you know what?
Do you like it or no?
I do like it. I made that clear last night.
But I wore it.
Well, I would hope so. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, yeah, let me know. All right, you guys have got to get the goal now. It'll be really funny. You got to get what do we need? Say 67. Come on, 67's nothing. You going to be eating with playoff football tomorrow? I don't know if we have a lot of sports ball guys here, though. We have some, but not a lot. From my understanding, typically, the pattern that they speak of is a game that has ugly women, weak men, modern politics, minorities as a main character, etc. Okay, yes, James, here's the thing. All right. This is why I don't think they're good at diagnosis. 2 Spot from Insomniac says, I'm getting cheeks. Like, shut up, dude. We were so excited about going to a wedding together. Like, you'd get dressed up. There's a reception. It's fun. And we're like, we might not be able to go. Here's the thing, James Wolfgang. I think these people are really bad at diagnoses. And let me explain what I mean. This is going to be a shock to the system. There are people out there who aren't like you and they don't think like you, okay? So yes, there are games coming to market like Dustborn that are a very, very heavy-handed, strong representation of a worldview that exists, okay? Let's set that to the side. You also have games like Dragon Age of Aelgard that undeniably put very more liberal, progressive, woke things in the game, okay? Undeniable. I'm not giving my opinion about those things. I'm simply saying that, like, Top Surgery Scars and Tash literally saying that I'm non-binary in an RPG, that was undeniable. We know where that comes from. We know what worldview that represents, okay? Let's set that to the side, okay? So we have clear examples of games that are showing up to the market with these things in them. Why do you think that is? Now, some people say, oh, it's these consulting firms trying to jam this into games because there was money that you could get if you did these things. There was money you could get if you did hiring. Okay, I think that has happened in some instances. I think that is a correct conclusion to come to based on facts and based on pretty easy research, that there were companies that were making this something that they were focusing on, okay? Stop. Don't go any further. Just stop for a second and listen to me. Was that agenda-driven or economically driven? Which do you think? Is there some cabal of people that are trying to ruin your games, or was it economically driven? Was it executives going after easy money, easy funding? You know the answer to this question is that it is economically driven, okay? And that's why I always told people, give this time. It won't work. It's already being rejected. It's already failing miserably. And these executives will then alter course. That's why I think people are really bad about diagnosing this. They're like, but it's pattern recognition. It's pattern recognition. I'm like, yeah, a handful of games very clearly let this stuff seep through the cracks and seep into the game. But Aloy isn't ugly, and The Last of Us Part 2 isn't trying to, like, ruin your game or, like, promote toxic feminism. You're misfiring. You guys are so misfiring. And The Witcher 4 is not at all committing any of these offenses, and I don't think Intergalactic's going to either. I don't think it's going to. People tried this crap with Horizon Forbidden West, commercially successful and did fine. Why? It wasn't in the game. It wasn't in the game. They weren't trying to ruin the game with all that crap. There's no sniff of that in the game. There's not a whiff of it, of like, oh, it's woke and girl bossy and no. Last of Us Part 2, commercially successful as well. Because that's not what that game was about. The lion's share of the community bought that game and had a great time with it. The user score is great. Yeah, but she became a lesbian. It was pushed. False. You didn't play the content if you think that. You saw something on Twitter. That's not true, Scott. She has literally the option to say no. They don't force it. They don't force you to do anything. It wasn't pushed. It was a one moment at the end of a DLC, and you could totally say no. And I don't know if you played the first game. I thought it was pretty obvious in the first game that Aloy was either, like, asexual or she didn't like dudes. I thought it was pretty clear in the first game because there were dudes always trying to bark up that tree, and they got, like, cold response. Just nothing. They got nothing. So if you played Horizon Zero Dawn and you didn't pick up the fact that I don't think Aloy was straight, then we played very different games. Because she's getting hit on a lot in the first game. And it is, to me, blatantly obvious that she's just like, no. And she never volunteers what she thinks or what she's attracted to, but it's clear she's not into guys. I always thought that she was just going to be asexual, not attracted to anybody because of her background and her story. So that's what I thought. I thought, oh, Aloy might not be at all. She might not be anything. That's what I thought. So when they introduced that into the second game, I was like, you know, okay, I was gonna do that, creature. I was gonna do that anyway. It just needs like the tiniest. I mean, the tiniest. Well, hang on a second. James Wolfgang with 32 months. Thanks for the honest input. Thank you so much, brother. Also, remember that the people complaining about the option would have to select it themselves to see it, and if they didn't play it, then their opinion is irrelevant. Yeah, that's another way I want to approach this discussion. This would be like me getting angry that Expedition 33 is turn-based. That's how stupid all of this is. Track with me. Really, seriously, track with me. It would be incredibly stupid for me to get angry and to make videos about, here we go again, this stupid turn-based agenda. Bleh. Why do they keep having to do this, man? The game's not for you if you don't want turn-based. The game's not for you if you don't want to play as a strong woman. It's not for you. It isn't. If you want to play as a hot woman, scantily clad woman, or a strong, tough dude, and the game's not doing that, well, then the game's not for you. There are plenty of games out there, and I'm not doing the cliche, don't like it, don't buy it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, there are so many games coming out. Getting angry when one is clearly taking an art direction or a lead choice that you don't like, that just means that they didn't make the game for you. You're maybe not the intended audience. And I know what your pushback's going to be. Oh, but the intended audience for these types of games is traditionally male, and males traditionally are attracted to this type of player and this type of protagonist. We'll see, because TLOU 2 did awfully great, and Horizon Forbidden West did awfully great, and that stands against the claim. It does. I think there's clear evidence in the market that games like this can come out and buck the trend of like, no, Aloy's not running around half naked and super hot. She's pretty, but that's not the focal point of the character. And TLOU 2 can come out and buck what you think should happen, and it did perfectly fine. So there's evidence in the market that these games can do totally fine. So I'm not saying don't like it, don't buy it. I'm saying there are games coming to market that just aren't going to pluck on those strings of the banjo for you. But I should be the intended audience. I'm the main character and the universe revolves around me. Exactly, Zubair. Hang on. And I got to add the Member Plus. Joey Downer, did you upgrade to Member Plus? Because it's worth 2 if you did. Bumps the line to 534 from James. Joey, let me know. I'll check the back end. I mean, that's the facts. The facts are the facts. If these guys are going to claim that when you make a character look like that, you're going to go woke, go broke, they're provably wrong. Yes, you upgraded. That counts as 2. Thank you, brother. The more people that upgrade to Member Plus, the better. Oh, my word. We keep stalling out in the 550s. Help us get to 600. That'll be such a big milestone for the channel. I'm here to tell you that both Horizon and The Last of Us Part 2 definitively prove that these people are wrong. They are wrong. You can totally bring... You didn't count my upgrade. Oh, did you upgrade OG DSP? Was that today? Oh, that was a while ago. I'm so sorry, OG. You upgraded as well? Let me bump it to 538. I'm serious. I think those games prove these guys wrong. That's why they won't talk. Your friend requests are full, or your friends are full. Oh, is there a friends limit on Steam? I don't think so, because I added a friend. I have 85. I have 85 friends on Steam. Yeah, I don't think I'm full, and I don't have a full queue. Heavy Metal Mom is also not watching the live stream, I think. You won't see any of these guys cite the sales reports for Horizon as a franchise. Why? Because it completely destroys the narrative. You can have a lead character that doesn't appeal to the male fantasy, and it can sell incredibly well. The Last of Us Part 2 totally did perfectly fine commercially. 10 million something copies? That's really, really good for a sequel. That's totally fine. And that game pushes against all of their claims because you've got the masculine character you have to play as. They killed Joel. Like, both the characters you play as are women. Nobody's hyper hot in that game. I think that there are attractive characters in it, but it's more realistic. So, I mean it. I think games like Yote and I think GTA 6 and I even think Intergalactic are going to be more holes in the side of the boat that make it hard for people to believe, oh yeah, go woke, go broke. If you don't make games for me, then you're going to fail. I don't think so. I think the gaming industry is a whole lot bigger than these very, very angry, disenfranchised males. I mean it. I think the gaming industry is so much bigger than them. They represent a large group. I'm not saying they're the minority. I think there's a lot of them, and I think you should take them seriously and not just act like they're a bunch of mindless, like this little tiny mindless rabble. But I think the global gaming community is so much bigger that your hit pieces on Aloy didn't work. Horizon Forbidden West did perfectly fine and crushed it. A gifted from Lone Wolf, and he gets us to 539. He's probably going to do Spear to Stonespire here. He's going to make this hit 540. He's wanting somebody to do the 10 gifted dunker as a tag team. Thank you, Lone Wolf. There it is. The Spirit of Stonespire is alive and well. He rounds us out. A 10 bomb will get us halfway there. It's part of the agenda. What agenda? What agenda? I think the debate will change shape, Sven. I think there will be some people that can have their minds changed. I do. I think if people keep an open mind. You can ignore Tash's personal quest. Yeah, I ignored Tash. I didn't pay attention to Tash in Veilguard, and I was fine until I got into the 25th hour of the game, and I was like, the combat just took a sour turn. Yeah. It did. It just took a sour turn. I didn't like it. Had to put it down. Guys, we've got an hour left before we're going to be doing some Helldivers PvP with Hilly. So make sure Helldivers 2 is installed and updated. You've got some time. We'll be doing that in 1 hour. We make up our own little goofy games, red light, green light, and different things to play inside of Helldivers 2. So make sure and get that going. We're currently working on a goal to make Madam play the first Kingdom Come Deliverance. It'll probably be a Saturday night stream, which may get more of you in here. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 is locked at 30 on consoles, so Lone Wolf gifted it to me on Steam, which I need to install that. There we go. Definitely an agenda by some. The issue is how much is this going to get into games. Okay, so let's entertain the idea of the agenda. Let's just do it. We don't have anything big to talk about anyway. We're saving some news stories for Monday. So let's just say there is an agenda, okay? What would you say is behind the agenda? What I would say is behind an agenda, because I do think there is an effort. There's an effort from creatives and studios. Disney went through this, and I think developers have 100% said, let's start to objectify women less. Let's start to have the lead character be a woman. I definitely think that has been something people have said. Where do you think that comes from? Okay. I think a good portion of the time, it just comes from a well-intended place. It's not malicious. It's just, hey, maybe we should do a female lead this time. You know, our last 10 games have been male leads. Let's do a female lead. You know, Aloy took off and everybody loved Aloy. Everybody loves Tomb Raider. Let's do a female lead. I think a lot of times, or hey, what if the lead's a black guy? What if the lead's a black girl? We've done mostly white characters for a really long time. I think many times that's all it is. That's all it is. Like if you look at Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown, I think they legitimately just internally were like, let's do it. Let's make the lead a black guy. And that's the end of the discussion. That's it. I don't think anybody is like, you know what we should do? Yes. Let's make the lead either non-white or non-male because I really hate white men. I think that's like incredibly rare. I think there are people that think that way. I think there are branches of feminism that are toxic and anti-men and very much anti-white men. I do. There are people out there that think that way. I do not think that a lot of these studios, that's the goal. I don't think that's the goal. I think there are some instances where that's clear what they're doing, or there's an antagonism, right? There's an antagonism. But I really do. I think a lot of these studios were like, let's let the girls have a turn. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. I don't think there's some malicious, Dr. Claw is in some room like, next time, Gadget, we want to make all of the characters not white men. Yeah, there are people like the avowed art director, for sure. Yep. There's no way billion-dollar corporations and investors are allowing piles of cash to burn just to own the chuds. That's what I'm getting at, Mandrews. I don't think it's this big conspiratorial, agenda-driven, it just isn't. I just don't think it's I don't think it's that complex. I think it's far more simple. Let's make the lead a black woman to further our agenda of destroying all white men. That seems pretty inefficient. Yeah, again, I think that people are grossly overestimating where this comes from. I think it's far more simple. The chicken south of midnight was ranting about how straight white men are the reason gaming sucks. Really? I can't stand people. Well, and she was just a CM. Yeah. She's not written a single line of code for the game. She had no influence on that game. She was hired late 2023 to be the CM of that game. She doesn't represent that game at all. And that right there is a clear representation of what I'm talking about. Stop hiring toxic feminists. Stop hiring people who just pop off about every political issue under the sun and it's going to make your game divisive. When you hire somebody that is going to then represent your game publicly, they can't make statements like that. They're divisive. They're polarizing. Like, sometimes they're just flat out toxic. Like, you can't do that. You absolutely can't do that. You put the project into jeopardy if you do that. I don't think the vast majority of gamers pay much attention to this, so I don't know if it's going to have a very strong impact on South of Midnight. I don't know. But I do think game companies are going to have to start taking that far more seriously. You're going to have to be more heavily auditing people's socials and being like, I don't know. You went off on a 10-page rant 2 years ago, condemning the blue side or the red side. We can't have that. We can't have that on your timeline and then you representing our game. Did you guys talk about the apparently new Sony studio in LA working on a groundbreaking AAA? Yeah. It's apparently I forget his name. It's a guy who started a studio over there. Did you see my umbrella stand? Huh? I'm not sure what are you making a joke about the umbrella from back in the day, Eugene, or are you talking about something else? Bring forth the Hillburgers. I like South of Midnight. The art style and the narrative seem cool to me, but that's the part that worries me. I think woke politics ruined everything. All people want to do is argue. No, not Gummy Bear F-Cat. It's, Jason Blundell. Jason Blundell started a studio over there at Sony, and that's what we've been hearing about. Yeah, not the Bungie Gummy Bear game. Yeah, dev meltdowns, attacking players and stuff like that. Yeah. But you also have instances where something fairly harmless is also, pretty strongly misrepresented as well. Like what happened with the lead actress for Intergalactic, posting what I would say was incredibly harmless, but also just wasn't a good idea. Was not a good idea to target what she targeted. I don't think that was a good idea at all. I just don't think so. You give people... She basically just gave them ammunition, and then they all ran with thumbnails saying she attacked gamers. And it's like, she didn't attack anybody. Okay, sorry. My joke is probably too soon. Oh yeah, don't sit down. That's not funny. I think South of Midnight combat will follow Dragon Age. The farther you get into it, it just stays the same and gets stale. You know why I don't think that's going to matter, Odin Arrow? I think South of Midnight's probably going to last 15 hours, not 30. Oh, it was this? What is that? Oh, it's a cement block. See, I had to have 4 corner things to weigh mine down, and I had to fill them with water, and it was super annoying. That's a good point. Yeah, Odin, if I would have rolled credits, like imagine Dragon Age Veilguard was just like an action adventure RPG. If I would have rolled credits on Veilguard at like 23 hours, 24 hours, I'd have been like, that's a great game. I'd have given it like an 8.5. So South of Midnight, I don't think it's going to matter. It's like, yeah, you'll probably roll credits after 10 to 15 hours. And you'll be like, that was fun. I like when people say this kind of stuff, but then they backlash and say I'm being attacked. Well, isn't it super masculine? It's super masculine and really alpha male to seethe and mauled about the appearance of a female character in a game, and then a piece of fan art is you being attacked. What? You're being attacked? Like, how weak are you? Fan art attacked you? Ooh. What a scary place to be. What a scary world. You must feel unsafe. You must feel unsafe if that's all it takes for you to be attacked. Yeah, more and more reporting is coming out that a lot of these companies are getting rid of their DEI initiatives. Again, I think that stuff ran its course. I'm just going to keep coming back to the DEI stuff was economically driven, and it is going to be then economically removed. It is. Like, I kept telling people, just relax. This stuff takes care of itself. It will. The market will not bear it, because if it's damaging to the quality of the games, it'll fix itself. You won't have to do anything. You won't. If game quality suffers because some company did that, they hired unqualified people, or they made really, superficial dumb story decisions, or they ham-fisted things into their game, or whatever the frick you think they're doing, it'll take care of itself. And it feels like it happened at a breakneck speed. It feels like it happened at a breakneck speed. Like, there are companies they are already shutting down those programs and those initiatives. They're like, no, we're not doing this anymore. I turned on Do Not Disturb. And I'm still getting notifications. Maybe I have to like reboot Steam after turning Do Not Disturb back on. I wish I shared your belief. They won't fire people. The DEI was 3 balanced teams. Now they have, and they will keep the best and get rid of the untalented ones. South already won an award for the first trailer. It won an award for a trailer? Even Walmart stopped it? Yeah. The money will dry up. Call it what it is. And this is why I keep telling people it's not an agenda. Do you want to know why? I'm a lot more cynical than you are. It was never driven by an agenda. It was driven by money. These companies, their virtue is paper thin. It's not real. It isn't real. There was no true virtue behind it. There wasn't. There was nothing real behind it. It was all about the money. And when it's about the money, it won't last. It just won't. It would have only lasted if there was some gigantic, super, thriving, flourishing audience that was like, yeah, I can't wait to play games like that. I mean, you've seen it happen. It backfired. And you're going to see a change. Because it's all about the money. Always has been, always will be. That's what these companies are here to do. They're here to make money. It's why they don't change their profile pictures to rainbows in Middle Eastern countries, because it's all about the money. It's why Disney removes the black actors from the posters in Asian markets, because it's all about the money. Their virtue isn't real. It's just part of the brand. It's just part of the marketing. The hiring, all this stuff, none of it was genuine. None of it meant anything. It was literally about money. That's why the fear-mongering and the rage is so exaggerated. It's like, this is not something to panic about. It isn't. Speak with your wallet. Speak with your wallet. Speak with your voice respectfully. That's the issue I have with a lot of the anti-woke grifters, is they're not respectful and they're not honest. If you don't like it, fine, criticize it. But don't be dishonest. The dishonesty is what always sets me off. It's like you're not representing any of these situations accurately. These companies will throw representation under the bus for a few gold coins. Yeah, all they're going to be interested is increasing share value for their shareholders. And if the DEI initiatives are working against that, they'll scrap all of them. Imagine if the PS5 with DualSense haptics becomes the best place to experience Halo. Negative for Xbox. If Halo goes, it'll really be like the dam has broken. And then as we move to next gen, people will make the logical choice to play as many games as possible with as few platforms as possible. PlayStation, Switch, PC, player base goes down, publishers leave, platform dies. They won a Clio award? Did you see the revenue projections for Marvel Rivals? Homie. Xbox is gonna have a real pickle of a time convincing people to make games and bring them to their platforms. I mean, the Rivals numbers are, if they're even close to accurate, they are staggering. Oh my gosh. They're staggering, homie. I'm here to tell you that the world is watching. They are watching. The dev world is watching. They're watching the sales numbers. They're watching the Xbox evolution and pivot. The gaming world is watching. The companies, the publishers, the developers, they're all paying attention. And yeah. Marvel Rivals is making insane amounts of money on PC and then PlayStation, and then Xbox is like, it's like it's not even there. It's like if it wasn't there, it would be like, okay, that's fine. We'll be okay. Did you guys see these projections? Let me see if I can find it. I think Zubitech tweeted it. Yeah. Like, look at this. This is devastating, yo. Hottest game right now. One of the hottest PvP games right now. 54 million Steam, 27 million PlayStation, 2.7 million on Xbox. I mean, if this is even remotely close to accurate, I mean, buddy, that's holy mackerel. You got to imagine infrastructure, production, and development cost for a game to go to a platform to pull that significantly less amount of revenue. This is the hottest game right now. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about 100 million and you're 3% of that. Like, buddy, that's like margin of error worthy of like, well, okay, why would we even ship there then? 3%? Jamie. 2.7 million is nothing to a big company. That's what I'm saying. That's 3%. It's like and you have, listen. You have to pit that 3% against the cost to be over there, to produce for there, to patch for there, for server infrastructure and crossplay to interact with there. That all costs money. And you're giving them 3%? 3% of everything coming in? If these projections are even close to accurate, that is just whoo-wee. Xbox home of the poors. It's not home of the poors. It isn't. It's oh my. I told people I said, you fostered a culture of non-purchase. No, they didn't. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Are you sure they didn't foster a culture of non-purchase? Jiminy Christmas. For years I've been saying this. People kept acting like I was being mean and saying that. I was like, I'm not saying anybody's poor. I'm saying that's the culture that you fostered. You fostered a culture of people that are like, why would I spend money on games? Why would I buy games? That is not. You're making bad consumers. You're making consumers that don't consume. You're making bad consumers. No, I'm sorry. You're making bad consumers. They consume, but they don't spend. Like, that's bad. That is not good. No, Hadigan. No. I would say it's related, but it's not the causality. The causality is the economics of it, Hadigan. Trust me on this. Trust me. I don't care who's in the Oval Office. That's not what companies are going to respond to. They're responding to the economics. If it doesn't work, if it's hurting and we're losing money, get it out of here. These consulting firms are all pretty much out of a job. They are. They are. Any of these gaming consulting firms that were like, you know, the DEI stuff, the representation stuff, no, they're all out of a job. Nobody's going to hire them now. It has been, they quite literally are now a pariah. That company is a pariah. Sweet Baby Inc. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they last the year. Who's going to hire them? Who's going to hire them? They become a pariah. If they're attached to your game gets eviscerated. Unknown 9 Awakening got downvoted, brutalized trailers. Not because of anything in the trailer. Not because of anything in the game. It was because of Sweet Baby Inc. That's all it takes now. They're an industry pariah. Like, they're done. They're cooked. I can't see them ever getting any more work. They'll have to completely rebrand. You know what I'm saying? That's the market. That's the market saying get out. That's what happened. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But that's what the market did. The market said, get the frick out of here. Get out. Apparently they have more games coming. I don't think they have any more jobs coming, FCAT. That's what I'm saying. They might have more games coming, sure. They have games that they worked on the last couple of years, for sure, that haven't launched yet. Yep. I don't think anybody's going to hire them. If they're attached to your game, you immediately get targeted. You get thrown in videos, your trailers get downvoted, they get attacked, they get viscerally attacked. I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm simply saying that is what happened. The market said, get the frick out of here. And when that happens, the market's going to, the consumer market side said, get out. The industrial or the business side of the market's going to respond and say, well, we can't work with them. We can't work with them. Goodness gracious. It turns your game into a target. It turns your game into a target. If they don't hire you, just take them to lunch and scare them into it. Okay, you guys have 42 minutes. I'm giving you a big heads up on this. You have 42 minutes to get 60 more members, and then you can make Madam play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 tomorrow. We think that the snow is going to be manageable. Turns out I had the flu shot. I said, OMG. I said it was a dumb question. I literally asked my friend that got smoke in his house from his fireplace. I was like, this is a dumb question, but was the flue open? Like, and he just texted me. He said, turns out the flue was shut. I'm like, oh my gosh, brother. Stream on a Saturday. Yeah, we won't be able to stream tonight because we're going to a wedding. So, and Patrick Q says, come on, boys, we can't miss out on this one. A Saturday stream with Madam playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Let's do this. Thank you very much, Patrick Q. Like, I always hate being that guy. Like, okay, I'm just going to ask the obvious question. I know I'm not insulting you, but is it plugged in? It's like that scene in Sling Blade. He's like, there isn't any gas in it. He checks the lawnmower. There isn't any gas in it. And they're like, oops. Oh. Imagine the smoked bourbon that he could have made. I tried some last night, dude. I used pecan. It was pretty good. I've tried them all. I've got one left. I think I have pear or peach left. I don't think I'll like those. Cherry is probably going to be my favorite, followed by mesquite and oak and maple. Oh, good golly. They're all so good. Do you know how to operate a fireplace? I told him not to do it without having it inspected. I was like, you'll burn your house down, man. I was like, have it inspected. He's like, well, the guy that we're renting from said it's good to go. I'm like, but good to go meaning what? Did he just like clean it out? Or did he have it properly inspected and cleaned? Yo, Raijin with the VIP bumps the line to 546. I know the games are very different and have different pay structures, says Fuzzy, but if Black Myth Wukong launched on Xbox, this number would be higher than 1 billion, but it makes Xbox look like not even worth it. Well, here's another factor, all right? Here's another factor that's probably playing a role in the... Xbox is probably struggling with a handful of things right now, and I'll tell you what they are. Xbox is probably struggling with engagement numbers going down, so there's probably just less people playing Marvel Rivals on their platform. Why? They're moving. They're probably moving platforms, right? Another thing that's probably happening, people are buying less games and spending less money on Xbox. Why? Why are you going to invest in the platform? Why invest in microtransactions or games or any of that? Why? You're probably saving and getting ready to switch and do like a PC or a PlayStation. I mean it. I think there are probably lots of people right now that they've like halted their spending on Xbox, not just because of Game Pass, but because like they're probably getting ready to switch. Rivals is free. Right, but they're not going to spend money in Rivals or spend time in Rivals because mentally they're checking out, they're leaving. Right? Like, you're not going to invest in microtransactions even in a free-to-play game because in your mind, even though it probably has cross-save, like your stuff would come with you, I still think mentally people have checked out. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to invest in anything on this platform. I'm not going to buy skins. I'm not going to buy games. I'm not going to. It also is probably just seeing engagement trending down, Creature, because they're like, why would I even do anything on this platform? Why? I think mentally a lot of the long-standing fans are checking out. They're mentally kind of moving on. Yeah, it's the result of everything going on. I don't know. I'm gonna stick up for Steam. I'm gonna stick up for Team Green on this one. In what capacity? They're playing other games, maybe. I mean, maybe it. This is the red. Listen. This is the red hot ticket item right now. Marvel Rivals is the red hot ticket item. And the way the gaming world trends, look at the Steam numbers, look at the PlayStation numbers. People are playing this game like crazy. Creature says, I think the 13 people spending $2.7 million on a game is pretty impressive. I should have frickin' known, bro. I should have frickin' known. This guy, this frickin' guy, I totally fell for it. I totally frickin' fell for it. I'm like, what? In what way? What are you doing to defend him for? Oh my gosh. That's good. That's good. It was mean, but it was good. You would have to explain what makes Xbox different. then that they would engage with rivals at a much lower rate. Right, exactly. Like, looking at those numbers, you'd have to try to figure out, like, they're either spending less or playing less, and that is a big question. Let's think of this in a completely different way. Let's think about this in a completely different way, okay? Imagine you're making a game right now, and you see rivals killing it everywhere. It's crushing it everywhere. And yet, even as popular as it is, even as revenue generating as it is, it's not generating a lot of revenue on Xbox. What does that tell you? Well, if a game that popular can't even get traction over there, what the frick hope do we have of making enough money over there or making it worthwhile to go over there? Do you see? Like, look at it from that perspective. Even when you are the top dog, one of the biggest games, one of the most popular games for weeks on end, even when you have that in your corner, you still go over there and don't make much money. That's a problem. That's a problem. Anybody's going to look at that in their game and their publishing and their marketing dollars and their potential demand, and they're going to say, "What in the world? If even Marvel Rivals can't go over there and do that well, like, what are we going to do?" Like, imagine you're projected to make $1 million your first year in revenue. You just saw that you could go over there and make, 2 to 3% of that. You're definitely getting a black portal. That's a glaring problem. That's a debuff. Right. Yeah, that's a debuff. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like it would be like playing an RPG and you got this guy over here that's like a level 100 and he has all the best gear and he goes into the boss fight and he comes out with 3% of his health left and you're like, oh, well, what hope do I have, right? Marvel Rivals is the king right now and it's going over to the Xbox platform and it's, again, if those projections are even remotely accurate, it's wow, is that not good? Especially for free-to-play games. What would be worth for something like Fragpunk? Yeah, I don't know. What's Fragpunk's revenue structure? What's their monetization structure like? Here, I've got some questions I've not answered, and then we can reset the question queue. Hyde says, is Microsoft making their own gaming OS to cut off Steam from their own OEM devices? Letting Steam on their OEM devices would be suicide for Xbox. Well, that's an excellent question, Hyde, because there were rumors about the side-loadable, like, hybrid PC Xbox in the future. Where they imagine it would be sort of like this, almost like a PC console thing for your living room, right? And in my mind, that's not suicide for Xbox. Because Xbox wants to be everywhere. Their goal is not to, like, compete with the other platforms with respect to, like, the traditional model of, well, we want you to use us instead of Steam. I don't think so. I think they just want you to use them. I think they're perfectly happy if you were to buy an Xbox handheld or an Xbox console hybrid. They'd be perfectly happy for you to do that and still have access to Steam. I don't think that matters to them. It's like they just want you to be interacting with them, buying their stuff. They want you to have some toe, foot, leg, or your part of your body in their ecosystem. That's what they want. Xbox couldn't beat Sony. Steam will F them up. All the big publishers have tried to not use Steam, and most have returned cap in hand. Who is going to use Xbox Store when you have Steam available? That's where I think Game Pass probably comes into play, Hyde, and that's why they haven't raised the price on PC Game Pass, because they see the greatest opportunity for growth with PC Game Pass. It's like $11, I think, and they still get day and date like Ultimate does. So like Ultimate's like what, like $20 now on consoles? It's almost twice as much as PC Game Pass. So to me, I would say that that's their thought process, is if we can get you to just buy the handheld and interact with our ecosystem, we can get Game Pass conversions to a certain degree, right? $11 or whatever. They're going to treat the PC market the same way. They're going to try to go over to the PC market and get people to get Game Pass. Once they hit a plateau, they'll just start raising the price. I think that's the goal. And so they don't want to limit your choice and have you be like, well, I don't want to buy that Xbox handheld because then I won't be able to interact with Steam. I don't think they want you to feel like that's what you're choosing between. Think about it another way. If you go to the handheld gaming market and you can buy a Steam OS handheld like the Lenovo Legion Go S that's coming in May, well, the Steam OS, that's it. That's it. That's Steam OS. That's all you get. You can't get access to Game Pass. You can't get access to the Xbox ecosystem. So Xbox could potentially walk out into the market and say, hey, our handheld, our operating system, we're going to let you have access to Steam so you can get access to Game Pass and Steam. This is all hypothetical. I could be completely wrong. I'm just theorizing what their goal could be. So they would kill storefront and keep a subscription. I don't know. I think the money is in the storefront and not in the subscriptions. I think the money is in the storefront on mobile, Hyde. If they're going to try to compete with their storefront in the handheld space against Steam, I think that's a fool's errand. That is a fool's errand. If you want to try to compete in the storefront, in the digital gaming storefront landscape, and you want to compete with Steam, that's not David and Goliath. That's David against the sun. I don't even know why you would try and do that. My theory is that you'll have to choose between Steam OS and Xbox OS. Right now, it kind of looks that way, but think about what they're doing. If you buy the Lenovo Go right now, the Lenovo Legion Go right now, it comes with Windows, and then you can boot up Steam if you want. You can boot up the Xbox app if you want and get Game Pass and all of that. Switching that to the Xbox OS and then removing that functionality, I think that would be a really hard sell. They'd be like, wait a minute, previously when I bought a handheld and Xbox or Windows was on it, I could do this and now I can't? So you're selling me something that has less functionality and feature? I don't know. I think that'd be a very bad idea. Making people choose between you and Steam, that's suicide? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't go up against Steam. Steam's gargantuan, and their operating cost is so dadgum low. Holy mackerel. They're such a monster. I don't think you could go up against them. Hubris, Phil did say Nintendo needs them, and they will realize it sooner or later. Phil's hubris in that email was certainly a bit much. Yeah, I don't know though, dude. According to Nate the Hate, FF7 Remake will come to Xbox and Switch 2 in 2025. FF7 Rebirth will come in 2026. Let's throw that in line. Defend it? Just wait until legislators make most favored nation clauses illegal. Steam is only popular because they have the best games and prices. Their prices are artificial because of non-competitive deals. Right, if Steam gets cracked down on there, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Xbox is effed on mobile. Google and Apple will kill them. Console is Sony. PC is Steam. Handheld is Nintendo. They will need their speedrunning to become Sega. Even ABK seem to be missing a step. Here's why I don't know if the mobile challenge will be as hard for them, Hilly, because they have very, very lucrative property that if they move it to their storefront and Apple no longer gets their 30% scrape and they get 100% from the King Mobile property like Candy Crush, that could be very, very good for them. So, yeah. I have to take a break. I was gonna try and make it. I'm not gonna make it. I gotta take a break and hit some ads. Okay, here's the deal. You guys have 26 minutes to get 54 members. All right, rally the troops, rally the big boys if you have to. I'll be back in about a minute. I'm gonna hit some ads. And I'm going to answer this question quickly from Citizen JV before clearing the question command. Do you think Gears of War E-Day is coming to PlayStation? Yes. Multiple Xbox insiders have indicated that it is. So, yeah. I don't think anything's staying exclusive anymore. All right, the question command is cleared. We can spend the last 25 minutes doing like an AMA. You can ask me questions about anything. Music, family life, movies, books, whatever. It doesn't have to be about gaming now. I give you guys this time at the end, it's just for you because it's the most loyal members of the community. And this is honestly one of the better times to go crazy with gifteds as well because it'll go to people that are still here, okay? I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I'm back. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. Yo, Sam Runkle gifts a member. We're super close to 550. At 550, I'll owe you guys some more members. Thank you so much, Sam Runkle. That's a fun name to say. I have a feeling that FF7 is tightly locked into PS console until the third game is out. Until the third game is out? I don't know. According to Nate the Hate, it's coming faster than that. What's he saying about this? Oh, did he talk about Forza? Oh boy. What's Ecstasis saying? Nate the Hate confirms information I mentioned here that work has been done on bringing Forza Horizon 5 to PlayStation. I wouldn't be surprised if it launches in 2025, though perhaps the cross-platform ambition will go straight to Forza Horizon 6 with the tentative cross-platform launch on day 1. Wow. I mean, everybody kept saying full slate, full slate, full slate. Good golly. I really think Xbox is waiting for the Switch 2 to open the floodgates. Yeah. Pretty sure they locked down FF7 exclusivity, I read somewhere. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's, I don't know. Seems like it's coming soon. It looks like, that's old. First question from MickD09. Did you watch Squid Games? If so, any thoughts or predictions for season 3? I watched season 1 and loved it. Madam read the description of the show and didn't have any interest in it. She read that there was like a bunch of sexual stuff in it. I don't remember that being in the first one except for like at the very end, and I didn't feel like anything happened. Maybe I'm misremembering. But she was like, yeah, I don't want to watch that. Joker Quinn gets us a little bit closer to 550. Thank you so much, Joker Quinn. 2 more singles and we'll be halfway there. And I'll owe you guys some more members. You guys will need somebody. You guys are gonna need somebody to come in and drop the big ones. But yeah, I'm excited to yeah, I'm excited to watch season 2 if I can find time. It's just I don't really have time. What I really need to do is get back on the bike. That's one great way to get me back on the bike. Yeah, but they didn't even show anything, Hilly, right? When those two people when those two people get it on, I didn't think they even showed anything. I thought that was just like a real quick scene or something. I don't know. Sometimes you go to those sites that like describe everything in the show, and it's like it's so stripped of context. It sounds worse than it is. There was like one scene the whole season 1. That's what I told her. I said, babe, I would have remembered that because I don't like watching that, and that's not what that show is about. There was like the one VIP who wanted to take the one servant who was a detective. Yeah, at the very end, there was that scene, but I don't even know if they said. You see it at 14:57, episode 4. Yeah, it made it sound like it was in it a bunch, and I was like, babe, that is not what's in that show. I'm here to tell you. I watched it. And I would have remembered that kind of stuff. So, next question. Guys, we are now on the final runway here. Final stretch, 17 minutes, and we're going to do Community Game Day with Hilly. I don't have a thumbnail. I have to make a thumbnail for Community Game Day for Helldivers 2. And we'll be playing some Helldivers PvP. You got a little bit of time left to get 52 members, or you're going to let Madam off the hook this week with Kingdom Come Deliverance. We'll still do the stream. We'll still do the stream tomorrow. Memorize the timestamp. I think he's goofing. Joker Quinn says, how many of the Xbox games coming to PlayStation do you think will be Pro Enhanced, if any? All. Yo, Gambit Zero says, this guy, he's so faithful. He does it all the time. He's like, what? There's a stretch goal? Let's get it, boys. There he is. Let me drop the 5 that I owe you. Thank you so much, Gambit Zero, man. So faithful and generous to the community here. And there's the 5 that I owe. Yeah, I think every single Xbox game that comes over will be enhanced. All of them. Did he say Helldivers PvP? Yeah, we make up our own games. It's fun. Every game will be enhanced. They enhanced Diablo 4. They enhanced Black Ops 6. The Black Ops 6 devs created a proprietary anti-lag VRR with Sony. Every game's going to go for those enhancements. Why would they not? Listen to me, if you start porting a game and it's not over yet and the Pro comes into the market, dude, you're going to go for those enhancements. 100%. 100%. Every game, maybe not the Master Chief Collection. But like Forza Horizon, 100%. Yes. They enhanced Sea of Thieves? They did? And Narwaffle helps with the total and bumps it to 559. No, it's not. Sea of Thieves is not PS5 Pro Enhanced. Enhance the Kate graphics, enhance the jiggle physics. That's right. Yeah, I think they'll enhance them all. Oh, Narwaffle rounds us out to 560. There it is. Looking pretty. Thank you, Narwaffle. If you guys got a gifted member, you can help us hit this goal just by upgrading. If you upgrade to Member Plus, it's $1 to upgrade to Member Plus, but it gets you into more content, and I count it as a double. Hiroki Totoki said, I'll trade you 2 third-party Square Enix games for Halo, Gears, and Forza. Phil agreed. Stop it, J-Dub. Let's put the next question up here. If the full slate for Xbox games is coming to the PS5 and beyond, what does it mean for exclusives of being timed exclusive rather than being staggered? I mean, listen, the entire idea of exclusivity is gone from Xbox. Their vocabulary shifted away from it after Starfield released. They don't say it anymore. They don't believe in it. They're not going to do a timed exclusive. They're not going to do a staggered. If there are games that are staggered, it's going to be because of production. Like, it just took them a while. I believe... Didn't Matt Booty basically say that in an interview? That Indiana Jones coming late to PS5, coming staggered, was a production decision as much of anything? It wasn't like oh no, we want to stagger it? Like, I mean it. I do not think that they're even going to have the goal of staggering. I think staggering will literally be the result of just production. Like, yeah, we're just going to take a little bit longer on the PlayStation version. I don't think their goal is exclusivity anymore. Not time, not staggered, not nothing. I really mean that. I think they've completely moved away. Gears of War is coming to PS5 this year, reports Windows Central. It'll be the Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition. Hellblade 2 is also coming to PS5 this year. Yeah, man, it's just all... what did I tell you guys? I told you guys this last week. I said, I'm telling you, when Jez Corden said what he did about Fable, and he got a bunch of flack for it, I said, somebody gave him a nudge and said, it's all going. Right? And if you want my theory on what's going on... They're getting this out of the way before the direct. I think that's very interesting. Think about the timing here. Track with me on this. The day after they announced the developer direct, all of a sudden this is what we're reporting. This is what we're out here saying. Why? Because it's the plan has made landfall, and all the people that have connections at Xbox are hearing about it. They're all hearing about it. The day after the developer direct gets announced, all of a sudden you got Nate the Hate and Jez out here saying, yeah, man, everything's going. Everything. Gears is going this year. Hellblade 2 is going this year. Forza's going. The plan has made landfall. Internally, everybody now knows. All we need is for the announcement about Starfield. That's all we need. And then that'll at least be for me a victory lap. To basically be like, remember all the hate? You were gone, what happened? I mean, controlled leaks, brother. Controlled leaks. When that happens, please say I told you so. I don't know. It'll be hard not to gloat and go I told you so, but I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it. It does seem interesting that all these reports are coming out and nobody's saying Starfield. It is interesting. That is interesting. The timing is also interesting. Again, it feels very much like, yeah, like controlled leaks. It's like, it's not astroturfing, but it's kind of in that vein of like, hey, all right, it's time to let people know this is about to happen. Great job on the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's a preview, but thank you, Brett. Thank you very, very much, man. Thank you. I hope we get more opportunities like that. The video's doing fine. We're hoping it picks up a little bit here. It didn't come out of the gate crushing it, but it came out of the gate fairly strong. You guys definitely supported it. So, and we are now on an 8-minute countdown. So, Madam and I will be streaming tomorrow. We can't stream tonight because we're going to be at a wedding. But you can make her play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. People thought it was really cute the way she was like watching me and enjoying me play. So they want her to play it. And that's the stretch goal for the week. You guys are running out of time. You'll have the time it takes me probably to go get my PlayStation in here and set up and get Helldivers running. And get set up for the stream with Hilly. I actually need to get my laptop and make the thumbnail so I can schedule that stream. We won't get an I told you so stream because Lono is always wrong. That's right. Sounds like the game is mostly like the first one, which I really enjoyed. Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. Yeah, if you like the first one, my general thought is you're gonna love the second one. I mean, it is a very dense game. Who has a wedding on a Friday? What's funny is I'm good friends with their dad. It's a couple of kids, right? I'm good friends with their dad. And Gambit Zero says this is happening. He needs a tag team partner. Somebody else has got to get in the ring with him. A 20 bomb to get us to 580. Good night. Thank you, Gambit Zero. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a dense and quality game. If you like the first one, I think you're gonna love the second one. It's very, very good. I'm actually very, very tempted to like basically tell Matt, I'm like, hey, next week, let me try and play it all week, you know, for 3 hours a night, and I'll spend one play session making a bunch of those stupid save potions and try to curve that rough edge off and see if I can enjoy it. And Jay White renews a member plus. The renewals count, upgrades count. Keep it going. 19 more. 19 more. You know you're getting old when the kids are getting married? Oh, yeah. This is literally a kid. Like, I knew him when he was this tall, you know, and he's a giant now with a beard. You know? Patrick Hughes says, you have no idea how excited I am now? Oh, about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Yeah. You know it's a good game, Patrick, when it's so far outside of my wheelhouse, and yet there's an element of it that's tantalizing to me. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go back in and try and figure this out. I want to see if I can get into a vibe and a groove with this game, you know? You know they've built something quality. But yeah, Hilly, I'm friends with their dad, and he was like, I tried to tell them that a wedding on a Friday was a bad idea. So we'll see. We shall see how the turnouts. The snow might keep people away. I haven't checked the ring much today. I haven't been able to look outside much today. It's coming down, but it's not really accumulating on the ground because our I can see our walkway and our driveway. It's not really accumulating like we were worried it was going to. So a giant now, so he's like 5'8". Frick you, Fuzzy. All right, you guys got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes. Here's a question from Citizen JV. Are you more of a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls fan? That's actually a really, really tough question. And Silent Spartan gets us halfway there. All the way to 591. He drops a 10 bomb. That's it. 10 more, says JC. That's right. That's right. That's actually a really hard question because if they bring a Skyrim to the market and it feels like a more modern game with respect to like combat and things of that nature, I would probably like that more than Fallout. I think right now I don't know which game I played more. I think I played them an equal amount. I probably played Skyrim more than Fallout. I played Fallout like 110 hours. I feel like I played Skyrim more. You'd have to look up my Xbox account. I don't know how to do that. Somebody did that once for me with Fallout. Check how many hours in a game on Xbox. Is there like a site that does that? I'd be really interested actually. You can go to Game Hub and you can go to achievements. Okay. I wonder, can I get the Xbox app on here on my computer and just check it? I wonder if I can. Oh, Silent Spartan says, I'm my own tag team partner. There it is. Right at the buzzer. You're the man, Silent Spartan. You are the man, bro. My library. Oh, I'm not signed in? Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Silent Spartan. There we did. We did it, boys. We did it. We hit the stretch goal. It's not letting me. What the frick is this? Enter my password. I have it on like a piece of paper here from way back in the day. I've never changed it. I'm actually curious. They're making me go through two-step verification. Should I get Halo or Gears first for my PS5 this year? I mean, I don't know. The Halo Master Chief Collection is more of like a love letter to long-standing Halo fans. Like, if you're not like a long-standing Halo fan, I don't know how much that collection would speak to you. You know, Gears 1, the Ultimate Edition, would probably be the better game, maybe. Owned, installed. How do I search my games? Oh, my PC games. There's not a way to see search games or add-ons? Skyrim. Skyrim edition. Okay. Can I see the achievements? How do I see the achievements in this app? Wait. Oh, that's how long to beat. That's not me. Yeah, here we go. Show all on the achievements. Time played. 0 achievements. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the PC edition. It won't show me. Plague Tale Requiem, it shows 2 hours. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, Skyrim on the 360, I have 610 gamer score, 37 achievements, but it won't show me hours played. Yeah, it won't show me hours played. It won't. This is what it's showing me. 610 gamer score, 37 achievements. I don't know how to check how long I played it. Oh, shoot, it's after 3 o'clock. Let me get the laptop, dadgummit. I was not prepared for this. King Troopa upgrades to Member Plus. Thank you for doing that, man. I appreciate that. Give me 1 second. Oh, this place like home to me. Time for me to pay the bills, continue to shine. Thank you, King Troopa. That's very kind, man. Sorry, guys. I'm a little ill-prepared for today's festivities. That's the true exclusive now. Ponies can't see hours played on Xbox. That's right. All right, let me make this thumbnail quick. If you're not a member right now and you want to come with us, you're going to need to become a member. Click that join button and come with us. We're going to be... Oh, whoops. I unplugged that in my living room, which means it didn't get to power down properly. Community game day. Okay. And let's just center everything. And then I just need to add a drop shadow to the text because you can't stinking see it. Maybe I should make it red. It's always hard to pick text color when you throw it over top of an image. I can't pick a good color. Maybe teal. Yeah, teal's good. Okay. Yeah, I just heard it beep at me. It was like beep, 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 beep. You know, when you like don't power it off properly, and then you go to power it on, and it's like really angry with you. All right, go live. All right, I'll provide you guys with a link and we'll redirect. Get your PlayStations turned on. Community game day. Helldivers 2 PvP games. Join Mono and Hilly for community game day. Okay. I should have made this stuff earlier. It's my bad, y'all. I was like super focused on that that preview going live and everything being smooth. Okay. Small UPS saves the issue. Oh, yeah. That's definitely helpful. I have those for in my office. I don't have them for my PlayStations. Okay, so we're going to go here and then... There we go. Okay, let me get you guys a link. Let me set up redirect. We got to get Hilly on the line. I usually have to turn the Discord volume back up. Invite to speak. Yeah, 7 hours in, it says I'm 42% through the story. There's no way that's accurate. I talked about it a little bit, Joel. It'll probably be a bigger discussion on Monday. This is going to be a shorter stream too. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to be super long with this because of the wedding. But we'll be able to take our time tomorrow on Saturday, having Madam play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Okay. Are you there, Hilly? If you're talking, I can't hear you. You might have to reconnect. All right, there's the link in chat. That's where we're headed. Let me set up redirect. All right. Use the link in chat, guys, if redirect has been failing you lately.
Hello.
Hello.
I didn't have the right device selected in Discord.
That's all right. If you guys are watching this later, you missed out on Community Game Day, but you also unlocked a Saturday stream with Madam where she has to play the first Kingdom Come Deliverance. Don't miss out on that. That'll be Saturday the 11th. We cannot do a Friday night stream tonight because there's a wedding. We'll probably be out late. But you can play some PvP games with me and Hilly and Helldivers. And this will be a shorter stream also because of the wedding. But we owed it to you guys from last week. So, how are you, Hilly?
I'm very good. Don't worry, we do it every week.
That's right. We do this every week, so this will be the one time it's shorter. I'm ending the previous stream and redirecting, and I'll change the thumbnail because we're